I remember
All the streams are up.
the last time that I went to Austin, they had this guy who is in between sets for a group like bitching about the acronyms of cities, whereas like ATL,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Atlanta, and then
and then-
ATX,
and like DTX,
NRH,
What's
and I just-
DTX?
Denton.
Denton, Texas.
Oh, how
It's like-
funny. I would have never known that in a million
Yeah,
years.
usually it's airport codes.
MTX,
Like
Mesquite,
DFW or
Texas.
LAX or,
Yeah.
you know.
Most of them are pretty congruent with that, but like sometimes every so often they'll shift outside of the norm for it. I think Houston's one of them. Like, but
It's not HTX.
I don't know. I just know that he came up with like a list of. He was like, here's all the like the cities that are like.
This is during the
there's-
set
Yeah, like during one of his sets, and it's like he was upset enough about this acronym
To
system
vent.
have, like, a
SLC.
full- yeah.
man.
ATX.
A friend of mine went. She
How you
tried to get a job
I'm doing
as
alright.
as a
How are you?
reservationist
Mhm.
for American Airlines,
good.
and it was
Oh,
a
boy.
job that you worked from the house.
Good.
And it was a good paying job too. Like the base was really for an entry level position,
Mhm.
and all she had to do was learn, like memorize the
It's really
those
weird
those codes.
because it's like
For the airports?
for
maybe
the
10
airports.
seconds, you know.
and she fucking put it
hid-
off
hid behind on
and
the video.
failed it.
So
Like she
I
had
was just
a-
watching it,
Like
and I'm all
someone
looking
hooked her
around
up
and
with
smiling
the
and
with
doing
the
stuff, and I'm
interview,
sitting
like
there
one of
watching
Yeah.
her friends and
as
stuff,
I'm sitting still.
and she fucking just kept putting it off.
Yeah,
and
the
it was
delay.
just
The
fucking
delay
awful.
is really
It's like-
weird.
Damn, that's so rough.
And she, I mean,
Yeah.
she would
Plus
have
a little more
immediately
like
gotten
that,
those
slightly.
flight benefits
It
too.
was funny because it was
Oh.
like a delay.
Those
Yeah.
airlines
I'll watch
jobs
the
are so
delay.
cush.
They don't pay
That'll be
like
the
my
live.
mom retired.
Am
From
I
American
cute
Airlines.
on the camera?
They don't
Okay.
pay that well, but that
Yeah.
flight benefit is so badass. It's like it,
Yeah.
it kind of equals out. They have good insurance and stuff. Their retirement's good,
The chat will be
but their
here
pay sucks.
once
But you got
RoboTuner
that
types
big ass
something in
fringe
there.
benefit.
Who was it, who the reservation for?
American Airlines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Stream is held
it's
here.
it's one of those positions too. Like you have to know someone to get, and she just fucking. That's Maggie I'm talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Just fucked it off. I'm like, "Ah, I got the
Oh,
job.
really?
I'm a smart. I know 4 languages, and when I'm drunk, I know 7.
I speak way better
Yeah, I think so.
Spanish when I'm drunk
She-
than I do when I'm sober.
Huh? What about when you're drunk on tequila?
I don't drink tequila.
Maz
Or-
tequila.
What about Corona, or Dos Equis, or
I don't.
Modelo's?
Mm-mm. The closest
Carta
I come
Blanca.
is Malbec.
What
Because
about
I ain't no Malbec girl.
what about
Thank you.
what about tequila sunrises? You don't like those either?
Uh-uh.
You-
I don't know if I've ever had one. I've had.
tequila sunrise?
What's the margarita? I've
right.
had those.
Well, there you go. What
There's
about
RoboTuner.
when you have a margarita?
Susie's
do you
cute
use-
anyway.
Hey,
do you
thanks,
speak better
Matt.
Spanish?
Ah.
Yes.
What about when you have vodka? Do you speak better Russian?
No, I don't speak Russian
What? You don't.
yet.
Niet. Wish I was Russian.
I don't.
Let me check one thing here, then we can roll whenever y'all are ready.
We're ready.
Whatever y'all are thinking, man. Whatever y'all are thinking.
Yeah, Chuck. Someone should have ordered a pizza. An
Are
elote
you
pizza.
hungry? Oh man, elote. That's all I
Elote
want.
pizza. They make that?
Yeah. And that's freaking delicious.
I gotta
I've
hide my
heard
boner now.
The rumor.
It's really good. In fact,
Hide my boner.
Oh, hi.
the only place
that's
that I
me.
know that sells it though is over in I think Deep Ellum.
Well, now I'm gonna have to go to Deep Ellum this weekend and get an elote pizza.
They're freaking delicious. It's as good as it sounds.
I think we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Could I steal a beer from you?
Absolutely. Which one do you want now?
Do you want one of these?
Yeah, let me try one of these Blue Island.
It's blue blueberry.
There's
Sour cranberry.
Yeah, sour cranberries, delicioso.
there's a Dapper Devil
What is it?
sour raspberry.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That one.
Yeah.
It does sound good. The
I
sour
think that's the
raspberry.
one I'm gonna do next.
It's right. Oh no, that's a Pabst.
We're gonna tear that brewery up.
Yeah.
Give them a new butthole.
I'm drinking donut shop coffee with Cinnabon creamer.
Nice.
Oh,
It's
man.
very good.
Very nice.
Teeny Hopper is the name of this one.
Teeny Hopper is what I have.
Mine's blue blueberry.
I'm trying to.
Jubleberry.
Is that offensive?
Teeny Hopper?
Yeah.
No, it's Teeny Bopper.
Teeny Hopper.
You know, that's what Dick Clark used to say, that all the teeny boppers were into these songs.
It's not a referral
it-
to Epstein.
Is it hoppy?
I don't think so.
Is it hoppy?
No, just a teeny bit. See what I did there?
It's IPA. It's an IPA.
teeny hoppy
Yeah.
Teeny hoppy.
It's an IPA. Is that what you just said?
It is an
Okay.
IPA.
with grapefruit.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it
I'm
makes your
not.
semen
I'm
taste
not
better.
an IPA fan, but anything that make your semen taste
But it's a
better,
sour-
I'm down for.
Do you like IPOs?
What the hell?
I do like IPOs.
Do you want
I'll take an IPO.
a taste of the IPA to see if it's
I'll take a
bad?
If
20%
it's too
on
hoppy?
IPO.
If it's too hoppy?
Okay.
Do you have any double IPOs?
I'm honestly not sure what it even is. I just know it's.
I've been trading a lot of IPAs.
It's an
lately.
initial offering.
Yeah. Public.
Oh, public.
Yeah, I believe
Initial
that's it.
public-
When companies go public, they
Yeah, it's an
do this.
IPO.
It's an IPO.
Like
But I like your version better.
like that delivery company.
All
that's been
right.
public.
I just hope someone at the strip club asked me for that or asked me about it.
I want a double IPO.
I'll take
Yeah.
a double IPO.
Fuck yeah, I'm winning.
Hell
now.
yeah, man. I'm from Austin, bitches.
GameStop closed at $2.61 today.
Yikes.
I'm from Dallas. I eat Rudy's.
I'm glad I bought it when it was $9
What?
a share.
Did
You had some
get it?
Rudy's
I'm
today?
a fucking
No.
zillionaire.
You know that song by
When did-
Dirty South
when did
Riders,
you get it?
DSR? I'm from Dallas.
I
eat
didn't get it
Rudy's.
till a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, okay,
No.
gotcha.
It
No.
wasn't at it wasn't at $9
It's
when I
called
bought it.
Tussle. I'm a tussle. I'm a
I would be
tussle,
done.
I'm a Tussle. Tussle.
This is woke, Matt. I don't
Well,
listen to tussle music.
DSR is
No, I thought
like
about
from
it
the early
when it all
2000s.
started to go down.
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
that's
I should jump on
unwoke,
this. I
Matt.
was like, man,
Yeah, I
Once
probably have
they're
heard.
talking about it on the ticket.
You
It's
know,
too late.
They're the one
Yeah.
that says,
Yeah.
Oak Cliff, that's my hood.
And then
Put
I
it
wanna-
in your
now I wanna
space,
do
get
the-
that shit understood.
I don't even
Yeah.
care about it, but I want to do the
Tussle's a good
the
one.
top shot or whatever. I'm like, what the hell is this?
What are y'all talking about?
The
It's
top
a pain in
shot?
the ass. I'm on it.
I haven't
Are
been
you-
listening lately.
I got it.
Well, they have the little. I guess
What's
they're
the top
basketball.
shot?
They're like basketball moments.
cards.
So you go on and you have to like sign up, and then they give out. They sell packs and they're different.
These
Cost.
is this the digital?
Yeah, it's like a
cards or
digital
something?
card. Yeah, and they
I've
sell
heard about this.
a pack. So first you have to sign up, and they've only got so many, so not everybody gets one.
Yeah,
And then if you get one, then they go through and they have, but some of them you buy for like $20, and you can turn around and
flip it.
And there's one card in there that's worth like $5,000 or whatever because it's Luca or, Steph Curry
Huh.
doing some cool thing.
Do you have
or
to
whatever.
make the initial purchase via Bitcoin?
I don't think so.
Sorry.
That's a good question.
It is a really
Oh,
good question.
no, I
I
think
thought
you
it
can
was
get
a
it.
question.
It's becoming more transferable.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
I thought maybe
Oh,
if they
maybe
were
you're
setting
able
up
to
a
do
trading
that.
card system with
gonna start
with
this show or what?
digital on
Yeah,
a digital
we're going to.
platform, maybe it would cost Bitcoin.
No,
Yeah.
that reminds me of a story I want to talk about that confuses the hell out of me.
Is it the Kings of Leon?
Yes, I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't fucking
That's
understand
cool.
how this is going to work.
We can
I
talk
think
about
I've
it.
seen
happen?
the Kings of Leon in concert.
What?
Was your sex on
I thought
fire?
we were done with them.
Didn't we?
What is it?
Didn't we see
Uh,
them at Kaboo?
It stopped at Red
No.
Morning Light for me. I think that was one
Oh.
of the cooler songs that they put out, and then
I watched the documentary about them,
I didn't
and
get much
it made me
traction,
want to
so-
blow my head. I was like, man, this is a bad representation of a
Thinking
small
of
town rock band.
not Kings of Leon.
Because they're just little pricks.
MGMT.
All of them. You're like, fuck.
I was
dude,
listening
would
to
never hang out
MGMT on my
with
way
you.
to pick up this dude. Hey, he lives in your neighborhood.
Have
I'm
you
Brian.
seen that, Dustin?
Oh.
You saw that. We watched it together, didn't we?
What?
The documentary about Kings of Leon.
Where
the whole
they
time,
melted
like,
down?
Fucking, I would
Yeah.
never hang out with these type of guys.
No, never.
Yeah.
We want to start this up?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And in 3, 2, 1.
I will eat your ass.
I can take care of that.
This episode of the
Trey Guns Last Kicker.
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including
track is
offensive
banging.
language.
Brand new.
Viewer discretion
Hot.
is advised.
No.
Ted Cruz. Fuck Ted Cruz.
Is this the new Leon Bridges?
Fuck Ted Cruz. You know what puts me in a bad mood? Ted Cruz, that's who, flying down to Cancun. Ooh, that kind of shit gets me so hot. Even when it's still cold and your nose got froze snot. Everywhere the city's covered in ice, and this motherfucker is out here booking some flight. Make it a one-way, stay where it's sunny and bright, cause it's a cold world coming come election night. He threw his kids under the bus like a deadbeat dad. If you ever meet Ted, you should beat his ass. He's a low-down rat with a mullet in the back. I could never drink a beer with a coward like that. Fuck Ted Cruz. Fuck Ted Cruz. Even Mexico saying fuck Ted Cruz. Fuck Ted Cruz. Fuck Ted Cruz. State of Texas all agree. Fuck Ted Cruz. Oh, lion ass frontin' on Fox News. Oh, flying ass running off to Cancun.
Show number 411. It is March 9th, 2021. Happy Tuesday, Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
That is a brand new banging track. Was just released a few hours ago by Collab, local hip hop here, called FTC, which stands for
Fuck Ted Cruz.
BAM.
It'd be really funny if at one point they were like, "Get out of here, Raphael."
Yeah. Raphael. I thought you were going to tell me it was a new Road Soda single.
No, this would be amazing. Yes.
I would love to accompany anybody who's doing an endeavor like that. For the record, I'm available. Our contact information should be through everything that has been posted for the night. So, yep, I'm
Yep.
available. I'll add drums and baritone.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great when it came on. I was like, we got to open with this. This is great.
Yeah, you have to.
I know, Matt, you're still a big fan of his.
Yeah.
You still support him and his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you're praying for them nightly.
Yeah.
Where are they from? Who's it? I don't know who it is.
Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz?
No, I meant the person
he's
that's doing the song.
Collab.
Collab. They're from Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Central Track premiered it a few hours ago, and it kind of blew up on Twitter really quick. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to grab that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Got to grab that and put that at the beginning of the show. It's pretty great.
Awesome.
Pretty freaking great. Need a RoboTuner to spit out a Fuck Ted Cruz track.
Maybe he'll put in there, "Get out of here, Raphael," for me.
Or he'll sample you,
Or he'll sample me.
and you'll now have a new voice-coded track of you saying that over and over and over and everything.
How do you say devil and Diablo?
Diablo.
Vaya con Diablo, Raphael.
You're the one who's supposed to know Spanish.
It took me a second.
Did you just say live
She
with
just
the
started
devil?
drinking.
And I said, "Go with the devil."
Oh, go with the devil.
What about Run with Diablo?
What about Vio con Dios?
Let's go with
Diablo.
God.
Vamos?
Oh, it is. That doesn't make sense then, huh?
Vamos el Diablo.
Yeah, vamos.
Vamonos.
Vamonos.
I mean, we could.
Vamos el Diablo.
Yeah.
You're
that song
missing.
would've
You're
been
missing
different.
a word in there.
Vamos el Diablo.
No, there has to be like a con.
Oh,
Now
is
that
wasn't
we've
even
called
in?
Satan into the room
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
speaking his name.
guarantee you-
7 times in a row.
Somewhere
all of a sudden,
Satan's
bloop.
pissed that he's getting tied in with Ted Cruz.
Probably.
Yeah.
Remember when
and
He's like,
Add
my
it.
name is Lucifer.
Wasn't there a meme with him a while back where he was all tatted up, like they had imposed his head on some like Mike Ness or something?
The
and he was
devil?
all- no, Ted Cruz.
Oh.
well, isn't it because
Raphael.
he's a Zodiac killer, right?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
He
how
is
they
the
were trying to-
Zodiac killer.
But there's a
They tried to tie him all up with that,
yeah,
which is genius.
yeah.
I'm a fan of him being the Zodiac killer.
I was
like
never-
That. I like that alternate timeline.
I was never more proud of my children than what was however long ago the Senate runoff was happening. And Ivy messaged the group chat and she was like, "Don't forget to vote today, everybody. Early voting starting. We need to get the Zodiac killer out of there." Didn't work.
See, I think he
Beto
was
didn't win.
more of a warped Sunday school teacher.
Whatever
what
he
I
is,
always-
he's
or
creepy
you-
and
like a-
gross.
Not a youth minister, but maybe like a choir minister or something like that. He's
He
like,
definitely
"Yeah."
has a southern preacher.
Yeah, he's got
cadence.
something.
Whenever he talks, it's
And got that weird voice, like almost kind of like Ross Perot's, but
It's all nasally and stuff.
I always thought he was the guy.
Way less trustworthy.
Yeah,
He reminds me of the
He's-
guy at the mall that's serving you Orange Julius.
that's weird.
That's
Man, my Orange Julius people were always real cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I always
they're like-
smoked weed with
that's my
mine.
and they're like way young.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was always friends with them in the
Wasn't
cookie
some-
place.
that's my weird
The
Spider
cookie
Verse.
place. The cookie place. The cookie. What was it called?
The big old monster cookie place.
Yeah, man.
I was always friends
I was
with
always
people
friends
at the
with those
Seas
potheads.
Candies.
What about Aunt Annie's? They always made the
Oh,
cinnamon
yeah,
rolls.
Cinnamon
right?
rolls.
yeah,
or the
yeah.
And
cinnamon
the-
pretzels, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the pretzels.
they're still
Yeah.
around. I think you could still run into one of those in the mall.
You know what I haven't seen in a long time is a Saboro.
Yeah,
I don't
Bring
even
those
know what
back.
that
Yeah.
is.
That's the
They were
pizza
always-
place.
The pizza
Oh.
joints.
Oh.
And
They're
they have
always
them?
they were always owned by like
They do?
people, not
Yeah,
Yugoslavians,
I don't go to
but
the mall
like
that much.
what are they? They're never owned by Italians. It was always owned by like
They're Greek.
Russian mob.
I always
or
thought they were
something like-
Greek for some reason.
Yeah,
Do they have
or
in
it's
the
like
malls?
a man, not Yugoslavish. I forgot. But anyway,
Then they got all fancy because Northeast
Remember
Mall had to put
Fletcher's?
in Had to put in Chick-fil-A and Dickey's Barbecue and
Do the
a Dairy
malls here
Queen.
have the like hot dog on a stick with the girls with the
Yeah.
hi hat and
Well,
they
they
make the
used to.
lemonade?
Wasn't it called Fletcher's, or am I making
No,
that
hot
up?
dog on a stick was what it was in California.
Well, they used
had
to. I don't know
that.
if they do
At Six
anymore.
Flags Mall, they had that. And then they had this one place that was just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff at the Six Flags Mall, and they'd make these baked potatoes, these huge ass baked potatoes. It was so random. And they were so, like, you could go, and when you ordered it, they put a whole stick of butter in the baked potato.
Dude.
Nice.
And it was so good.
So healthy.
I was an 18-year-old pothead. And
Was Six Flags Mall? Did it have the?
Is that what it was called? Six Flags Mall? Oh,
Yeah.
It was on
I'm
there off
sorry,
Six
Flags
y'all.
Mall. That's where I got my.
Do you do this stuff on your show?
No, I don't. I put it in airplane
I was
mode on
working
my
at
show.
Rick's Camera out there.
Does Six Flags Mall have a carousel?
They do not. Well, I don't know now.
Well, it's not there
they do,
anymore,
but
right?
No, they didn't when I worked there.
Okay.
Did not
There was a
have
mall that
carousel.
had a carousel.
Maybe 303.
Oh,
I know Grapevine Mills has one now. Still.
man, Grapevine Mills gives me
Yeah.
anxiety.
Hewlin or Ridgemar had one. One of those.
Did they?
I think it was Ridgemar.
Ridgemar had one of the little bitty ones.
Yeah, little
that
ones with
was
the
like
horses.
through-
What are you talking about?
A big one, a big carousel.
Oh, that was at Six Flags.
No, but one of the malls also had one in the middle of it.
You could.
Oh,
They also had the
is that
giant in the
Was it-
Titan.
Was it that mall that was off 20?
Parks.
Yeah, the Parks Mall. See, I can
Parks
see
Mall?
they might.
Well,
'cause
they
that-
had a ice
they're the
skating
ice
rink.
skating
Yeah, I
rink.
think
Hewlin
giant.
Mall is off at 22.
That's where
Or is that off at 30?
I missed my opportunity to
20, right?
chloroform
20.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And she came and
At Six
the
Flags?
Hewlin Mall is when I met
the parks.
Natasha Henstridge, and she tried to take me home, and I didn't know what was going on because I was too much of a jackass 18-year-old pothead.
you could have gone home with the chick from what
Right
was
after-
that alien movie?
Species.
Species,
Yeah.
where she's naked all the way, all in it.
Right after that, too. Yeah, it's a funny story. I've told you that.
Well, let's
story,
tell
right?
it. I mean,
Uh,
we'd have a show.
It's too long.
Oh wait, should we tell
But-
a Dillinger escape plan story?
Shh.
We're gonna
That
get.
sounds like a good idea.
We're gonna get to that
Why is there a Dillinger escape plan?
because you're here.
Oh.
Yes.
That's exactly how you'd respond to. Wait, why is there a Dillinger escape plan story?
So
There really is one that's going to
I
happen.
thought
Yeah.
they were done with.
Let's-
Retired.
let's introduce everybody here. First off, the two voices that are familiar are
Me, I'm Matt Stubbs.
I'm Mr. Meh.
Mr. May.
Yeah, I heard somebody's name on Twitter or something last night. They were called Mr. Meh. And I was like, that's so funny.
That is pretty good.
I'm Jeffrey Lord.
And then we have
Susie Ramone.
yes, so
Mrs.
you know
May.
those two. But we have a new voice in here.
Yes, it's Biff Bang Pow. I'm the road soda now. I'm leaking out the faucet. I'm too fluid to foul. I'm nervous, excited, pan-fried, and delighted. I'm here with Jerry Jonestown, and you're cordially invited. This is a wonderful thing. I'm also called Todd, which is my slave name.
You could
But,
have just gone.
I go by the road soda, and I play music.
Road
around
Soda.
here.
Yeah. So you started off with Biff Bang Pow.
Yes.
That's
Was that
a lot
one of
like
the
We Fly Too
pilots?
Low.
Yeah. Was
No,
that
it's-
related to We Fly Too Low and
Okay.
Holy Fook?
Oh.
So all of my radio stuff that I've ever done has always been based off of like old radio stuff, and I've always been super infatuated with that. But I usually start shows where I do basically like free form off the top of the head stuff, and I try to make it relevant to whatever situation it is that I'm
Was that
talking about.
freestyle right there?
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't think of that because Thomas comes over here and he'll have a
He'll
whole
have a
freaking book
sh-
memorized
yeah,
and be
book.
like, I've got. He'll even do his finger up like, and then he'll just
And he'll put his finger up, roll out a scroll.
scroll, yeah, and then just go down the whole thing, and then okay.
You always get a couple cues of things to remember, but like most stories, just as a whole, there's parts that you remember, there's parts that don't matter, and then you kind of come up on the cuff with it. And I always found it to be a really good like bus activity. Like, when I was a kid, I would always be like, oh shoot, like I'm listening to something, and then I'm like, oh cool. What happens if I added like an intro to this? Like what would that be like? And then every so often you get to little pitches like that, and naturally I found myself like gravitating towards radio as I got older, and I was like, oh.
Did you work at any radio stations?
Yeah, so I got kicked out of my Friday radio spot for KTCU. I had a scholarship to go there.
I almost got
and-
kicked off the radio at UNT.
and it was a weird experience because I got channeled to another like Friday spot where I had an hour, and
Motherfuckers.
all of it was basically like it wasn't like a full radio spot. It was condensed,
Yeah.
And it was like a friends of a friends, like it was like a subleased spot where like we didn't really tell anybody that we were going to do this. And he enjoyed a lot of my music at the time. Like a lot of the other stuff that was playing on KTCU was like real hard to, be entertained about. And so I just thought of like, I'm gonna get kicked off of this. Like, this is great. Like, my goal is to not be on this
To
for
get
more
out
than
the sublease.
yeah, and then just be like,
Of
I'm
airtime.
gonna literally just make Christian radio so upset with me that like I'm gonna have to get ejected. And I thought it was gonna be this really grander, like, perspective thing where it's like, oh hey, like, I'm gonna upset all these people and hopefully there will be this
The
fuss.
Antifa.
They're gonna make a movie about
Texas
you.
and then,
Christian
and then
University.
really it was just like calling the phone. You're like, yep, you're on. And then like, listener base is like probably like 10 or 15 people that liked Iggy Pop. And then that was like it basically. But
When was this? Because they used to have a metal show like late
Oh,
at
yeah,
nights
they
on
did.
like Saturday or something. And how was that not offensive to Christian people?
He,
So-
Todd and Ivy are the same age basically, so I bet they went to KTCU together.
yeah,
Didn't know each other.
there was another metal show around the same time.
KTCU.
And then there was another one that my friend Ridgely McLeod, he had another spot on one of them, and he was one of the people that was like the oh hey, let my friend do this, and then I was like mentally like, I'm getting kicked out. It's like I really want to get kicked out. And
So did you play your music?
no, okay, so I did a whole bunch of other stuff with basically like classic punk, like 70s punk stuff. A lot of like the Spits, Discords, like just basically your standard like punk protocol. A lot of the Stranglers, Crass, punk bands of that nature. But I also tried to interweave a lot of old school like Fort Worth garage groups because Norton's had this release quite some time ago that was like all of their other garage nuggets that happened all throughout the southern states. They had, I think, one in Tulsa, and then they had most famously one from Fort Worth that was like, I think it was 4 volumes long,
Really?
and it was like a bunch of stuff to grab from. You had like Night of the Sadist, which is about the Lake Worth
Goat Man?
Monster?
yeah, the Goat Man,
Oh,
and then
wow.
like a whole bunch of other stuff where I was like, man, these are tales. Like, I don't think anybody knows about this at on this radio as a whole. Like, it's not getting any kind of publicity. Like, it would be cool to unearth it and kind of like spin it like an old wild radio station where some host would say anything just to get like shock value and
Mhm.
stuff. And mainly like my point of exit was I just dropped the F-bomb on open radio. And then I go to
That's how
hit,
you go out.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that'll
hit
do it.
I gotta hit the tape to. They have like a 3-second delay for normal radio, and I gotta hit the tape, and then I just like missed it or something, or I fumbled it, or I was possibly drinking a beer in the studio. I don't know. Like I basically
It could've
glossed
been
over it,
anything.
and then yeah, that was kind of like.
Yeah.
Night of the Sadist by Larry and the Blue Notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What'd you find it on? I mean, like, is it on Apple
Wikipedia?
Music or just?
Oh, I
okay.
can play it right now if you want to hear it. I think it'll play. If I don't get in trouble, let's see. See if we can hear it. So this song is about the
The Goat Man.
Goat
This is
Man.
cool. This is in the 60s?
Okay, so it's like later 60s, I think.
Like Goatman's Bridge?
Dude, you should cover this.
No, the
Yeah,
Lake
we
Worth
did.
Goat Man. The
You did
one-
cover
Oh,
it?
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
We-
cool.
I forgot about that one.
We have at certain points, and then like a lot of other things, certain people are like, what the hell is that song about the sadist? And it's like, well, it's a Fort Worth song. It's like a everybody else who does country stuff, like they cover country, but there's like a whole bunch of like garage nuggets. Like even in Austin, if you go to like most record shops, you'll find front and center, like the Nortons that's framed the most is all of those other garage nuggets. The nuggets from that Norton recorded. So like, I'm trying to think of the group. They had like the Elite. They had a number of other names that were. I mean, I haven't revisited them in probably like 3 or 4 years. There's the Larry and the Blue Notes, and a whole bunch of other cool groups that came out of there. Like I would have to probably refer back to them just via to spark my own memory, but like they're listed in a bunch of other like radio stores all throughout Texas, and they're strangely interwoven with the Moving Sidewalks, which is the Billy Gibbons high school band. Like before ZZ Top, there was the Moving Sidewalks, and yeah, they have like that kind of like same
Psych
flavoring.
rock
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
and where they don't perfect anything too much, and they just go out in the garage and do it, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's empowering. You
That's
know?
cool.
The Moving Sidewalk stuff is cool.
Yeah, it is.
I like that
I
song.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that
cool.
song was really cool. That was a very Jeff song.
99th Floor by the Moving Sidewalks is so crazy. I was trying to book the Moving Sidewalks for something a while ago, and it never materialized. But they did get back to me, which is proper. Like,
Are they still doing stuff as the Moving Sidewalks? Like,
Yeah,
is
like
this something they just throw down?
I mean, like every so often. I don't know with COVID stuff now, but like prior to COVID, they were at least responding to emails. So like, it was kind of like, you know, biannually they would come out with something, and it would be like, not like come out with new music or anything, but they would like make some kind of like appearance somewhere, and usually it's in Houston. But yeah, fascinating group. And Billy Gibbons, all of his photos, then he's like short hair, and it's like that's not the right person. It's like
No facial hair, no nothing. Doesn't even look like him.
Yeah. They show a little bit of it in the documentary.
Yeah, they hit on it and talk
Yeah.
about it. All the origins of ZZ Top.
The way he dressed and everything, it was pretty funny seeing him like that.
It's a good documentary if you haven't seen it. It's
It's a
on
great
Netflix.
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
What's
good.
it
I
called?
need to check
really
it
good.
out. Yeah.
It's a was it ZZ Top? I think it might just be ZZ Top
Oh, okay.
or
I
Trace.
thought it was a
what's
play.
what's the name of the first album
I
again?
thought it was a play. That little old band from Texas.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
it's good.
All
It's really
right.
good.
Yeah, it's good. It's up on Netflix. It's a very good.
I
It made
watched
me
it
go
when
by
we were on
pedals.
lockdown.
I was like,
When we were on lockdown, I watched it. Like
Always the good
straight
groups.
up lockdown where you couldn't do anything. It is shelter in place.
Oh.
Which has been a year now.
yep, a full year.
Yep.
Full year.
hmm
Seems like it's been like 10.
Yeah.
It feels like forever.
Yeah.
It's dragged on to a crazy extent too. And I feel like the weirdest thing is like the people who should be having the best time with it are actually having like the worst time with it, where like, you know, the recluses of the world, the writers and like the musicians and like
The
Struggling.
antisocial people.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like normally they would be like, dude, that is their lane of traffic, like go, like give us something, and then it's like, oh wait, now all of their resources are shot. Like
Yeah.
it's like, and yeah, it's a weird point, but
Jeff, do you want to talk about what you did today?
What'd you do today, Jeff?
Well, I know, like I was gonna say, I'll wrap around to it. Like a
Okay.
year ago, because my birthday is on Thursday.
Thursday. Mm-hmm.
So we went out to eat.
I like how Susie had to remind you of that.
Yeah, I know. I liked
Well,
it that he looked at me to make sure.
They're both serial murderers,
Yeah.
serial
That's right.
killers.
Yeah.
So,
But we went out to
together.
eat to Chewy's last year on my birthday, and also
Yeah.
that was the last Maverick game. Like the Mavericks played that night, and then the
Yep.
next day, everything shut down.
Mhm.
All the and all that kind of stuff. And so then it's almost a year later, and today I went and got the vaccine.
Yep.
You know, at Globe Life Field, but it's just, you know, it doesn't feel like it's been a year. It feels like it's been like 10.
Yeah, it
or
does.
whatever, you know,
Did you sit in the stands while waiting?
No.
Did they still have that going?
Mm-mm.
Were you just sitting? Oh, no,
Where
you
at
just
Texas Motor Speedway? Is that where you
Mhm.
went?
No,
to?
Globe Life
Globe
Field.
Life.
Globe Life.
Yeah, no, you pulled up. They have a line where you have to drive in, and the cops ask you if you have your information or whatever, and then he tells you where to park, and then you go in, and then there's another line, and you get there, and people start passing out cards, and then you walk down, somebody takes your temperature, and you know, then as you
Yeah.
get down, they take the one card and switch it with a different card, and then you have to scan that card, and it takes you to a website, and you start filling stuff out. If you get to a certain point and you have all that done, and it gives you a clear, then you can skip the line and go get your shot. But if you're not ready yet, you
It's
can
like a
keep,
buddy pass.
you can keep going, and they can kind of help you with what the. But I got clear, and so I just went, and then you go over there and you sit down at a table, and like right or left arm. I was like, right arm. He's like, okay, are you sure? And I was like, well, if I'm right-handed, should I do my right arm or should I do my left arm?
Yeah.
Left.
You know.
Why are you
And
asking
he goes,
me that?
and he goes, oh,
That'd make me
and he
nervous.
He goes, oh, it's your choice, and I go,
You don't do the butt?
okay, then right. You
In
know.
my cheek?
Then he just.
It'd be really confusing.
It's barely just a prick. Didn't even hurt.
if
you
someone
know.
if someone went down
And then
there,
you go over and you have to sit down,
There wasn't a guy screaming, "It's a cookbook on how to serve man."
Nope.
Oh,
that
okay.
But then you sit.
was a good episode.
It's
Then
one of my
you go over
favorites.
and you sit down for 15 minutes, and you have to keep your own time. It's all like keep your own time. But
See, I'd fail right there.
Yeah.
I'd get lost.
We chit chatted.
yeah, I just started chatting. With
Oh,
you
you
on
went too
there.
and got yours
no,
done?
no,
No, I
no,
just-
we just.
I sent him
Oh.
a text and said, "Well, I'm here. I got to wait 15 minutes," and so I was chatting.
You
So
know,
I
really
started telling
confusing.
stories.
Some guy gets his second injection, right? And then pulls out a gun and blows his brains. Everybody's just kind of looking around like, what?
What? Did
That's
you
a-
just make that up in your head?
That's a good movie.
Yeah. It'd be really confusing for
Oh
everyone
my
that witnessed
gosh.
it.
I like the scenario I had the other day in our chat with Brian.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to post it and see how many people I could piss off. That I've got my second shot. Now I'm waiting for my third because I want to get all three of them.
Get every time they release one. Do you know there's going to be some people that probably do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that have mental problems about it? Because did you hear the?
I don't know. I can go on Twitter right now and show you some people that will probably.
I was
Do
going to
it.
say
Already
the
done
one
it?
who would freak out the most is no longer on our friends list.
Who's that?
I'm not saying names.
This guy, I thought this was funny. This guy, it was kind of a roundabout way to tell a joke, and I can't think of a better way to tell it than the way he did it, which was
Morning, ladies.
he says, you have the Pfizer vaccine, which takes 2 shots, and you have Johnson and Johnson, which takes 1 shot. I really think they should switch names.
That's a good
It'd
point.
be Pfizer and Pfizer and just Johnson. I was like, that's funny. I think that's really funny. It's not left, but,
So your dick's still connected, right? It hasn't rotted off yet?
not yet.
Okay. We got to keep a watch on that all the way up to your second injection.
My dad got his first injection.
Did his dick fall off?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so.
Yes, my dad got
Ask
his
him.
on Saturday. No,
I'm,
Friday.
did
taking,
his,
I'm
like,
taking
2
tally
weeks
of this
ago.
as we're going.
You ever
Thought about it?
watch your dad beat
Beat
a raccoon against a tree?
Is the tree naked?
Jesus.
Now I'm worried about the second one. Everybody says that's
yeah, that's
the one,
where it gets dicey. I hear.
It-
You're
it-
like,
it-
now
not
Ivy did
4
okay,
days.
right?
Ivy and Katie both did just fine. Ivy was a little bit more knocked down than Katie was. Katie had a little bit of a headache.
Which one did they take?
The Moderna, maybe? I don't know.
Well,
That's the
maybe.
one that knocks everybody out.
Well,
that
did
everybody
you-
says they have issues with.
did
Yeah,
you
see, I
hear
got
about the
Pfizer.
guy or the family that's saying that the father of the family like committed suicide and went nuts after he got his?
Hmm.
Y'all heard that?
I
There was
haven't
a
heard that
story.
one.
It was on.
There's all
It was on
sorts
No
of shit
Agenda.
that's happened.
Well,
It was on No
you
Agenda,
know,
and they were
every,
saying that it was the guy, like the family, seriously is trying to blame the.
But you can't do anything about it because they're protected.
Well, that's the thing. They're saying that the families doesn't. I think the family's blaming COVID more
Oh.
than the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
Because he had just gotten his vaccine, his first one or something, and then they said he started acting really erratic and like paranoid and showing almost like schizophrenic.
That's
traits.
what happens when they put the chip in you with that second
oh
injection.
boy.
Let's cover it all.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get it
I'm
off.
just going to
What-
leave.
Dick's falling off,
Have-
chips being put in front
Have
I'm
you
gonna
found any
leave. Jeff, you
mysterious
take Todd home.
incisions? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be weird. The back of your head
Yeah.
is a zipper all of a sudden.
It's a cookbook.
No, when I go to Discount Tire, these little things that are all over around every shop, and I think maybe they go inside the what is that thing called where you air
The
stem,
valve. The stem.
the valve. So I think they might go inside there. There's this little bitty, tiny
Rods?
cylinder, kind of rod. It's
Uh-huh.
got like a little cylinder in the
I
middle.
know
of it, kind of-
exactly what you're talking about.
Well, anyways, this guy had one in his hand, and he's like, "My daughter got the vaccine, and she pulled this out of the, like she felt it, and
Uh-huh.
she pushed it through the hole, So I was like, that didn't come.
Out at Globe Life?
No, it was just a Facebook thing where
Oh.
somebody said that their daughter got the vaccine and pulled the chip out, and they were using one of those things as the chip. I was like, I've seen those things. Those things go inside the valve stem or something.
Your doctor was just being budget, repairing the
Yeah.
arm. Like, you know it.
No, I think somebody's just being stupid, but people take it seriously.
No, yeah,
like,
Ryan did that a lot where he was posting on YouTube like flat Earth channels, like YouTube videos where he
Trolling
was,
them?
yeah, he
You're
was
just
just making all sorts of shit up, and he like people would comment on it like, "Dude, don't make fun of this guy. This is for real."
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah,
Vaccines are fun.
They
vaccines
are. And we're not
are
even
fun.
close to even being done hearing about them.
No, I was
No.
really
Oh,
Gonna get to
God,
hear about
no.
'em for
Uh-uh.
at least 5 years.
Especially after, what is it, this Wednesday? Like, I mean, like, all zoonotic ailments, like, as a whole, like, I mean, the reason why they're able to even have like an established stage of vaccines, at least from my cut of it, is that they've known about this generally for quite some time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
decades.
SARS, like
Yeah.
all of this other stuff. Like it's it's a really weird thing that like
I had a chart.
Uh.
I don't remember where it went.
oh,
They
man.
said when SARS came out and the swine flu and all the other stuff. you
Yeah.
know,
it's a kind of like
it's a weird-
a wild correlation though, like as I see it, like with at least like large scale entrapments of either humans or animals. Like there's always going to be something that's going to be like very, very wrong with that situation. Like whether it's like Holocaust style situations
or factory farming,
totally
that kind of
And,
stuff,
like,
just overcrowding.
yeah, like I mean, I don't think there's a situation that could be like totally
Utopic with free from disease.
I don't know. Look,
Yeah.
I don't.
with many
Here it
people.
is.
I don't go as far down the conspiracy trail as these two do.
Well, that's why they're trying to get to
but wait,
Mars. I
But
think.
I'm not convinced that this was
Holy
that
crap.
this didn't come from a lab.
I'm not convinced that
You
it
know,
did
I don't
either.
think this came from an animal. I think this came from a lab.
Oh, I think it did too.
well.
I
I was
don't-
almost thinking though that like just with the connection with like just past ailments of animals basically being in close quarters to where they had that same
Well,
general
like swine
premise
flu
for,
and bird flu both came from animals to
Yep.
human.
and then they also had disease specific stuff for like basically flu based ailments that were like super negative for humans in both the Holocaust and in the Chinese encampments for the U.S. Like how they were they had the Chinese encampments for the U.S.
Or the
on
Japanese
or
internment
the
camps.
Japanese
Internment
camps.
not the Chinese.
Yeah,
Got
during
that.
World War
Sorry.
II.
Yes,
Yeah.
the World War II internment camps. But they had the same fluish type behavior where it's like whenever you pile people into to short quarters, it's a general disease thing where like that disease proximity like just randomly expands. And yeah, I'm like 70 billion animals a year die for our consumption. And we don't have claws, we don't have a short intestine, we don't have a jawline that punctures flesh. It's kind of like
I do.
shit. Well, I mean, like
I've been people like Tyson. Fight,
if
ripped your ear off.
if hypothetically though, if someone was for real to be like a straight up bite to puncture skin, it wouldn't really go that far.
You ever
With
seen
the-
someone
Oh,
on bath
yeah.
salts?
I mean, bath salts. That's a different category.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
The
that-
PCP
they're in the different level of
strength.
yeah, they're juicing at
Yeah.
that point. They're juicing that theory because of superhuman strength, both PCP and bath salts. But in any case, yeah, it's a weird one. Like,
Well, it's a weird thing to balance because it's like I totally think that a lot of our problems go to factory farming, whether it's chicken or beef or it's just the overcrowded, the grossness of it. I mean, if we knew and could actually see some of these plants and slaughterhouses and stuff, we wouldn't,
totally.
But we went from hunter gatherer, and then somehow went into this industrial age and then factory farming,
Agricultural age, yeah.
agricultural age. But I think,
It's a dumbass age.
Well,
but I'm
it's,
saying,
it's
saying
interesting
we
because
were eating meat before that we were factory of farming, So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just always think that humans are supposed to eat meat, vegetables, fruit, fish, fowl.
Not the preservatives and all that crazy.
Well, I think that's way worse.
All the
for you.
plastic they
Yeah.
put in it.
the
That's what I'm
first
saying. If it was naturally done, naturally, we were still hunters and gatherers.
but you can't mass
naturally.
produce that.
Right.
yeah.
But then if you go out and you shoot an animal, everybody will outcry that you're a terrible person and try to cancel you on social media.
I'll
because,
cancel you.
If you're going for trophies,
Hey, just because I shot a deer that's got, 12 points, I'm sorry. I'm still going to eat it.
I was really surprised today. I got Marlon's Xbox a couple of weeks ago.
And you
I still
found-
I haven't set it up yet, and I'm trying to decide right now which Game Pass I want to get. So I was looking at some of because EA has this thing now where you can play like their whole catalog or something for like an extra $4 or something,
Yeah.
something like that. And one of the lead game, like the lead trailer, was a hunting game, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that they're just rolling with that. They don't give a damn. It's like a
Yeah.
It was like a kind of like Buck Hunter, I guess.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
it was. But I was like, damn, they just coming with that. They don't give a. They don't
No.
give a gosh darn.
Well, for even like zombie games and stuff like that, gamifying the experience of killing other people or other stuff, like it's
Are you not
it's
a
weird
gamer?
one. I'm not.
No, it is a
No.
weird one. I mean, I
It's
have a kid who wants to run around in roadblocks and like shoot people
Roblox, yeah.
and like rob banks and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're 7. You're not playing. But it's a kid's game. I'm like, yeah, you're not playing it. He doesn't play Roblox anymore. You can play Minecraft, you know. And then he likes to run through and kill all the villagers. I'm like, dude. Or he likes
There's
to
zombies
or
in
he-
Minecraft.
Or
Dude.
he, kill- you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's violence in every. That's part of the game. Is battling the
yeah,
evil force, whatever. It's the hero versus the villain, and
yeah.
and it's just like, dude, just play race car games. That's what I try to get him to do is play race car.
Which
you
I
know,
started
and in
playing.
books
but being a
Forza.
little boy,
Yeah.
he wants to do but he wants to fight and blow things up and shoot things, and I'm just,
Totally.
but I
Yeah.
try to keep him away from, that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
the best I can. But
the impulse for almost every living being, I think, has like some degree to be like
Kill or be killed type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Like and it's no different for like any
Kill
other
or be
types
killed.
of, species to some degree. But the cool thing with like art and other types of things that we've manifested from this is we can come on a podcast and talk about it.
Mhm.
We can come on a
For now.
yeah.
For now, we can.
Yeah,
we
they're
can-
trying to
we
shut
can
us
write
down.
See
we
what
can write a
happens.
song about doing something, or we could write a
Yeah.
Fucking Ted Cruz.
yeah yeah.
But the
That song is awesome.
it's that way right now. But the rate of censorship and the way it's growing is out of control. Talking about cancel culture, that censorship is
Well, you-
it is like a wildfire.
You see what
right
they did
now.
yesterday, right?
No, I have not. Which
They canceled Pepe Le Pew
oh yeah.
from
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. All future Warner Brothers projects.
No, I can see Pepe.
I don't know,
can
man.
see Pepe Le
He
Pew.
made me uncomfortable when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But here's the
it's
thing.
It's kind of like that
It's
Christmas
fine, it's
song.
Here's the
fine.
thing.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Who cares? Why did you have to put a presser out about it? Who
Yeah,
cares?
just let him go
Who-
away.
Who in their right mind has been thinking
See-
that Pepe Le Pew is still relevant?
Do you guys
Well,
think?
there
there
was-
was,
anything.
there was a Chris Rock joke about it.
Yeah.
I mean, about him.
How long ago?
Do you guys?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, this is
It's
something,
not relevant today. You don't have to put out a presser that we're canceling it and we're taking him out of Space Jam 2 and all this crap.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was in Space Jam too.
Was he?
Yeah, and see,
He was
and-
supposed to be,
and
and
see,
they're taking him out.
and,
Wow.
and the thing
I know.
that I heard was that they were taking him out not for any other reason other than they were just taking him out. It didn't make the cut. At the same time, there comes to be a random New York op-ed that talks about maybe we should cancel Pepe Le Pew because he's so rapey or whatever.
Yeah.
And then people put the two
Yeah.
together and it's saying he got canceled because, and it's like,
Well,
it's
it's
kind of like
like
the Dr. Seuss thing. It's like the estate cancels 6 books out of 200, and everybody's all going, Dr. Seuss got canceled. I can't
But
read
you
my
know what the
kids."
story is behind that, right? Those 6 books are the lowest selling books in the entire Dr.
Right.
Seuss
There's-
catalog,
there's
so
no
they
reason-
weren't going to print them anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And everybody's upset about this. Nobody's upset. We could have all got a $15 minimum an hour. We would have all gotten a raise.
Totally.
And nobody's upset about that. They're upset about Dr. Seuss. They're upset about Pepe Le Pew. They're upset about Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, the
This is
wrong
a fucking
things.
distraction, man. None of this shit fucking matters.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
at
stop.
all.
Yeah.
And then
You
they
know.
they tried to cancel Eminem
Yeah, I
What?
saw that.
the last
And
week.
Marshall Mathers?
I have a question.
Yeah,
though.
the entire music community came out and was
I got a
like,
question.
that ain't happening.
And they tried
Yeah,
to
I was-
cancel
I was
Joey
gonna-
Diaz, and he's like, "Fuck you, you ain't going nowhere, bitches."
got a
And he
question.
didn't go nowhere. It's just
Do you guys think that, and ladies, think that sometimes, or that some of this stuff is being implanted by our adversaries?
Yeah.
Foreign adver-
Oh no, yeah, totally.
through,
I'm
like,
starting to get that idea
Facebook
now.
and Twitter.
Yeah,
Well, they've
because
been saying
if
that
you
for
talk,
years.
because a lot of do what?
I said they've been saying that for years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think
I
it's. I,
definitely
think
believe it
people
is.
have forgotten that, and they go with the narrative, and they. It's just like you said, the everybody freaking out. Like all of a sudden, people are upset about 4 books that got pulled
out of
from,
hundreds.
doc-
I mean,
out of
it's not the
hundreds.
Sneetches, it's not the Lorax,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
the Who's.
and it's not like
But
anybody
it's
knew
not-
them.
No, it's
Although-
freaking Mulberry Street one. If I had a zoo one,
If I had a zoo, was probably the most popular one out of all those that were canceled. But
Mm.
yeah,
I just think that some of these things are being pushed because if you ever talk to someone that's really, really far right or really, really far left, right? And it's cool because Dustin and I have conversations with both sides on a regular basis because kind of we give a shit, but people I think know that we will listen to your opinion no matter what it is, and so often we'll get both sides of the story in a very intense manner, right? And every time you hear these people talk to you and stuff, they're not like, I can't see some of these people making these narratives and these council culture type things and like being as intense as they are. I think it's an implant from adversaries of the U.S.
No, I mean maybe some of it, but I mean,
not all of it.
But
Yeah,
Tucker
for sure.
Carlson isn't an implant from Russia. He's not a Russian agent.
No, but
he's
the
not a Chinese
but
agent.
the tangents he goes on and freaks out about, like, is stuff that's created. And
it's
I don't
created
think it's
for
a real issue.
It's not. It's for him to get views. That's it. It's content.
But
Oh my gosh, are we doing
my point is
shots?
this though, Carlson wouldn't even be talking about it if it wasn't implanted. Is what I'm saying. Like, who do you know that really gives a shit about any of the of Pepe Le Pew and Dr. Seuss? That is fired up and wants them off all.
The thing
forms
about
of
it
media.
is that the
Who do
media
you
will
know that?
the media will put out a story and then report on that story like it's a story.
And then everybody will come out of the woodwork going, "Oh yeah."
You know, I mean,
So you're saying that you think it's more just media driven for views and for ratings rather than an actual adversary of the U.S. like Russia or China.
When was the
Something
last
in
time you
because-
thought about Pepe Le Pew?
And just like before this?
Yeah.
Shoot, I really don't know.
I mean,
when I was
I've
a
been
kid?
I don't know. I've been thinking about a lot of this stuff because the new
Sorry.
hot topic is cancel culture. And when I was a kid growing up as a Christian, you know, I mean, I watched the Christians try to cancel Jesus Christ Superstar. And what was the other Jesus Christ
Metal music
movie?
for a while.
You know,
Like
well,
they
sure.
just waged
Heavy
Joseph
metal?
and the Technicolor Coat.
You know, I mean,
the
that wasn't what I was thinking of, but it's
Was it Bob
Last
Larson?
Temptation of Christ.
that one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, where they're out there
That's the one
marching
with
in
the-
front of
yeah.
the set. They're canceling. You had the family
Was it that
council.
guy, Bob Larson that waged war against? Was it Bob Larson? Some evangelist.
But still, but that's
was
it.
like going after Metallica.
Then you had the
Do you want some
Catholics trying to
whiskey?
cancel Dogma.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. This isn't new. You
It's just a
know, I mean, we've been doing this forever. The right has been canceling, you know,
Okay, good.
the left forever. It's just now the left is canceling the right, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, cancel culture!" It's. Remember when everything was politically correct?
I
You
think it's
know?
magnified though now.
It's the same thing as being, you know, well, because it's
because of the
magnified.
social media
Exactly.
apparatuses.
You know, it is magnified, but it's still the same old, same old. It's the same old story. It's the
Humans
same
being
old
shit.
tricks. It's the same old.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
It usually also goes back to money too. Like I think the one
Oh, yeah.
general
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
the general research principle that should be at every, like the cornerstone of everybody's like self-education in this day and age would be like, all right, so who's profiting from this? And very much so, like, I mean, not having to even deal with the other Dr. Seuss books, totally sensible. Cut production on 4 of them. Absolutely. Streamline it. Go. Like, it's already a breakneck business. Like, you know, we don't need
Yeah.
any loss of profits. We're here. This is our design. We have one direction, and that is to sell something. Even though you can like a culture, if something's that one-dimensional, I think almost everything else kind of follows it.
Right.
And,
you can
Follow
see
the money.
Yeah.
You can see where the tide is changing. We're in a more sensitive culture now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should keep going backwards and canceling things that have happened. I mean, we could look back and go, "Wow, look at how fucked up that was."
Yeah.
You know, whoa, that would not, you know, because
That was
you've seen movies.
not
I watched
woke Dustin.
I've watched the Bad News Bears while this guy's driving around with a bunch of kids in his car drinking a beer, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
and cussing
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So it's like you can't make that movie
The Billy
now.
Bob Thornton one or
You
the
know?
old?
No, the
school
old one, the '70s one.
The big
you know?
one
Yeah.
is that everybody talks about these days is Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, you can't make that again.
You can't make
I'm
that.
surprised you
Lots
can make
of
it
John
then.
Hughes
I'm
movies you
surprised you
couldn't
can
make
make
again.
Yeah, I mean,
Tom Cruise's
I would have
greatest
said
role.
then you couldn't make it
His
ever.
greatest role ever.
You know, but I mean,
So going back to the Eminem thing, since I guess no one heard about it. You heard about it, right?
I heard something
No.
about it.
I didn't hear
So-
anything about it.
That the millennials are
the
not having
Gen
it.
Z,
Gen
Oh,
Z's
these Gen Zs with their middle parts.
yeah, is trying to cancel Eminem, and the millennials aren't having it. And neither is the music industry. He released a song on TikTok. Here's how it started. Ready?
Yeah.
In February, a TikTok user who has since been removed from the app uploaded a short clip from the 2010 Eminem and Rihanna song "Love the Way You Lie."
Oh,
Now, there's
uh-huh.
3 versions of that song. Eminem has a version that is
Hardcore.
hardcore. She released one that was the female perspective,
Uh-huh.
in which he gets hardcore in it.
And then they
And
have one
then,
together.
Is this
what's
porn?
no, the one,
Is it good?
the Gray. Eminem has a singer. I can't remember her name, but her last name's Gray. She originally wrote it. The whole feel for "Love the Way You Lie." And anyway, in the line, or in the song, the user called out the line, "If she ever tries to fucking leave again, I'ma tie her to the bed and set the house on fire." And then he just put, "Eminem needs to be canceled for this,"
What?
and it took off.
I would
And-
think the stuff that he said about Elton John would be the
Well,
one that got
that
him.
all came back, and they've performed together, and they have done
So that's-
shows
that's-
together and stuff. Like
Well,
all that's back.
That's all old
God,
news.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Now,
You have one
Luke-
stupid little fucking asshole that's got a dumb app that puts something out there and goes, "Let's cancel this guy," and 3 million people jumped on it on TikTok.
but you said it's all young people.
It's all this is from Esquire. Esquire says Gen Z is trying to cancel
Yeah.
Eminem on TikTok,
I
but
think
it's not
millennials
gonna
aren't
happen.
having
No,
it.
I mean I think it's just a crowd attracts a crowd, you know. And I mean in G, I mean I consider my kids to be Gen Z,
Yeah, they are.
That's where they are.
which
yeah.
is like 16 and 7 or 8 or whatever, you know. And it's like
Mhm.
so it's
Yeah.
like, what kind of buying power do these kids have?
Well, here's the other question: is these albums have explicit labels on them? What are they doing listening to it? What kind of parenting
Right, well,
is allowing their kids
What
to
kind
listen
of
to
parents
this?
are those millennials?
Yeah.
Well, and
Thanks
they're
to Tipper
Gen
Gore,
Z
they have-
kids.
parenting labels because Tipper Gore was trying to cancel that shit back in the 80s.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Parental advisories. Thank you, Tipper
Who
Gore.
lets their 7-year-old listen to
That's the
Eminem,
thing.
for real.
Eminem?
I did.
The modern parent doesn't care.
What kind of
the
parent
modern
are you?
parent wants
A
to
really good
just
one.
give their kid a tablet and a phone.
Just
and
lets 'em
let
go with
babysit,
whatever.
Get babysit by the device.
I don't know. I think art. I think whether it's movies, music, books, you know, whatever. Because I mean, you can, if you're going to say you're going to write a song from the view of a character, and this character may be a bad person, are you going to be canceled because you're?
How has Cannibal Corpse not been? Because they do the same thing. They're writing comedy, pretty much, or tragic comedy.
That's what it is.
Like,
It falls
comic
under
book
the
stuff.
Or
it falls
satire,
under
you know?
the guise of art. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the whole Ice-T
It's supposed to be
body
controversial.
count.
It's supposed to be, you know, you're supposed
yeah,
to push the,
Cop
the
Killer.
limits.
pushes
Yeah.
the limits.
You know,
Yeah.
Cop Killer was when that came out. You
yeah,
know,
everybody freaked out.
the government
John
freaked
Mao
out. The body count.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the John Mao song. He has another one, Cop Killer, that's equally controversial.
Yeah.
Also for now, I guess, yeah. Continue though.
So, like everybody, the government, basically, everybody, you know, cops, feds, everything, lost their shit about this song that's talking about him, you know, rolling up and killing cops for what they've done. And, you know, he got banned from playing that song. They, the year that came out, they played Lollapalooza. That was 92 or 93. They played Body Count played the side stage of Lollapalooza here. And Ice-T said, you know, we're not allowed to play this song. And this was the only time I've ever seen police standing on the back wall of Starplex watching over people during the entire Lollapalooza show.
Wow.
So he said, hey, you know, they told us we couldn't play it, and so we're not going to play it, but we're going to play the rest of our stuff, blah, blah, blah. But still, fuck the police, you know. It went off. Well, then
That was NWA.
on the main stage it was. But you still say fuck the police. On the main stage, later in the day, Soundgarden came out.
And they played it.
And Chris Cornell goes, they didn't say we couldn't play it.
Nice.
And Soundgarden ripped through it.
Did Ice-T come out?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
that's why.
But
So,
you know, but
yeah.
I mean, it's a weird, you know, it's like I think that should
We
be
live in weird times, man.
live
allowed,
in
you
weird
know. But I
times.
mean,
It's
it
a
is
very
weird,
transitional
you know.
time right now. Everything's a slippery slope, and everybody's really freaked out. I thank God we haven't had some crazy like I don't know, like a Oklahoma City type situation or anything. And
But what just happened? Didn't they find some package like today somewhere that was?
I know they're
Fleshlight
they're still
Yeah,
investigating.
they're still
371.
investigating.
They're still
something.
investigating all the packages that were
apartments in
up
Las Colinas.
during the insurgency.
It's just a fleshlight.
But they found 3 of them. One was outside the
Nothing to
RNC.
see here.
Oh,
One
that's
was
what they're
outside the
talking about.
DNC.
Okay,
and
okay.
One was
Yeah,
by
but-
the
because they were
Capitol.
talking about they left a bag there, but it wasn't. Somebody had to come back and set it.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
so-
some of them had
Timers.
timers on them, and they had to come back and turn those timers.
Right, something like that. And so,
Yeah.
okay, I thought it was something new. It's just something that's coming out from the Capitol riots. Okay.
No. Yeah, that's
It's-
what it was all from.
It's weird, man. It's like it seems to me.
Look at
I
this
don't
set
know
list.
if this is I don't know if this is something that I'm just pulling out of the air, but to me it seems like school shootings are way down, but our kids are mentally getting
Deranged.
deranged
Well, my-
right now from being at home.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
why my daughter's
weird.
not
It's
in
like,
school. I mean, she does schooling, but
mine's
she's
not.
at home. You know,
Mine's
so,
at home.
There's a lot of people I think that wanted not what you were talking about, but I think a lot of successful people, millennials, and everyone are actually wanting it to stay like this. I think there's a certain group of people that want to work from home, don't want to have anything to do, want everybody to stay
Well,
6 feet away,
I think
want
there's
everybody to
cer-
wear a mask.
I think there's certain parts of it that are good.
They
Yeah.
are.
I think more people
Definitely are.
could work from home.
Uh-huh,
You know,
yeah.
there's no
My
reason to
team's
have
been
all this
super successful.
overhead and waste all this energy on these buildings if we don't need to. You know,
We have
I think kids should go to school. I mean, my daughter really misses the social aspect, and the kids need to
Yeah,
learn
the
how to,
analog. There's
you know,
there's no replacement for the
There isn't.
analog.
For
you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
I mean, we've revisited it with vinyl and all of that other stuff. Like, I think most of the culture has been like, hey, like, there is no replacement. Like,
yeah, you got to have
Yeah.
human contact.
but having
or-
alcohol delivered to your door, that should stay.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, I
should,
should
you know?
say.
I mean,
Specs will do it. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
do they really do that?
Oh, yeah,
I
Specs will do it.
I deliver. I delivered specs today.
For where you work,
Mm-hmm. They have a contract with my company or whatever, so whenever they do same
you're
day.
F team 2, by the way.
Nice.
I'm F team 1, and he's A team.
Okay.
That's how
So
we identify our
I wanted to
workplaces.
throw that out there to you. A team won.
But your F team, my F team aren't the same, are they?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
No.
So A Team 1 has a building in downtown Fort Worth at 1116 Houston. It's the 10th tallest building in the city
It's
of
got a
Fort
big
Worth.
blue ball on
It's
it.
starting to sound like a manifesto.
It's 17 stories, 18 with the I mean it's 17 full stories, but the elevator will go to 18 because there's a area to go outside.
The
Standing
gods
somewhere.
don't want you talking about this,
It's
Dustin.
windowless.
A team.
The building is
It's got snipers on top.
295 feet tall, and there are right now. It takes up one full city block. Right now, there are 21 people working inside of it.
Dude, that's nuts.
That's amazing.
There are 2 ladies that have the entire
Yeah.
floors to themselves.
Well,
Wow.
they say that as far as our infrastructure goes and like safety, like plane safety and like at airports and on airplanes is really taking a hit because whereas you had like 5 people that would come out as a team out at Alliance. Didn't we just talk about this a couple
We
weeks
talked about
ago?
that when
Yeah,
all those
it's like,
plane crashes were happening.
Now
Like,
you only have 2 people and they swap out. They're not there every day. They come every
Yeah.
other day and it's causing
And at these
less
planes-
safe.
since there's not as many people flying, there's been planes that have been sitting that haven't had proper
been
maintenance
up
done
in the
to
air.
them,
Right.
Oh.
and they fire them up. Now
Yeah.
they're starting to fire them back up because travel's starting to pick
You
up.
could really
and-
drive yourself crazy if you start thinking about all the things that COVID and
Has
these
affected.
lockdowns and
Sure.
stuff
That's
has
why I don't
affected.
like to think.
That's
Hey,
what weed's for.
Matt, I want to go back to something real quick.
Yeah.
Lollapalooza.
That was for you,
Dustin,
Thomas.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Lollapalooza 92.
Yes. I think
Soundgarden set list.
I went to that one.
Soundgarden Ministry, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pearl
Wait.
Jam.
No,
Had a
I went to the
baby.
Soundgarden one that was out at the oil field or whatever, or Oil
the-
Palace or
the
whatever.
Ferris.
Ferris, where the
out there
person
in the-
died. Like the
Hey,
first
look,
10
Jay
minutes of the
Smith's
show,
in the
someone
chat room.
died.
Hi, Jay
Are you
Smith.
serious? Someone died on that show?
That used to
Love
be a common
her.
thing, man.
I love you,
In the
Jay Smith.
90s, at big festivals, there would always be at least one death.
So I want you to hear the Face Pollution they opened with, then Outshined,
Ouch.
Gun, Jesus Christ Posed, Cop Killer, Rusty Cage, Hands All Over, Slaves and Bulldozers. 8 songs. Soundgarden set.
I went through a Soundgarden little obsession a couple of weeks ago. Ripped through
I've never been
Bad
in
Motorfinger,
a
and, yeah,
Soundgarden.
and the one Super Unknown.
See, I like download the upside
Super
so
Unknown.
much.
Super Unknown is such a good album. There's so much cool stuff that was being done in that
If you
album.
if you take away the one song,
Which one?
Black Hole Sun, has beat me down totally.
Well, that's because the Eagle.
Yeah, it's on the radio.
Thank you.
coverage.
Thanks,
Clear Channel.
Russ Martin.
Didn't they do that gasoline song?
No,
That's-
that was STP.
That's Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh.
Or
Vaseline?
Vaseline,
Yeah,
is
not
by
gasoline.
Bush.
Oh,
What
I
did you
think,
say?
I think
Gasoline.
Diamond,
Yeah,
David
gasoline.
Allen Coe had his gasoline,
They had a
like a
gasoline
band
thing
or
too.
something.
there was.
No,
Wait,
was
it
it-
sounded like they were saying Listerine, and I
about
thought
that
the song was gasoline.
That's
we are
Bush.
No, I
stuck
think
in
it's-
the Vaseline.
I think it's
Something
Glenn-
like that.
Who is it?
Sometimes it
It's-
blows my mind.
I think maybe it's Glenn Fry. That life in the fast lane.
Life in the fast
Fast lane.
lane. All right,
It's what I do
all right. We're gonna straighten this out right now.
best. Okay.
There's
Okay.
glycerin,
Life in the vast lane.
Oh yeah.
Glycerine.
and then there's
Glycerine.
Vaseline, which was by Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh gosh, I've got them all
then
mixed up.
Did Metallica? Wasn't
Yeah.
there? Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double.
That was just fuel.
I had them
So
all
you have
wrong.
this one.
That
Let's
was
see.
that was stuttering. James Hetfield.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double style.
Here's your. Were you thinking of this song right here?
I
Yeah,
do
this-
like the intro.
I
do too.
I've always-
This album is not bad. This album isn't bad.
Was this on Purple?
He hates
not bad.
Purple,
It's
but
not
it's
bad.
not a bad album.
What is this?
Vaseline.
This
This
is
is
Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Is
Oh,
the song
yeah.
you were thinking of?
No, I was thinking of Listerine.
Glycerine.
Yes.
Listerine.
It's by Bush. You saw Bush
I know I did.
every time you look in the mirror after a shower. Or
Gavin,
at
Gavin
Kaboo
Rossdale,
Festival.
I saw
That
him.
was a
It-
softball toss.
That was a softball too. And Gavin looked bad.
He did look bad.
Gavin.
I was like,
really
I don't
straight up.
understand the attraction.
He's
but
still
that's
obsessed
all right.
with Gwen. He's thinking about them old days.
Yeah, I saw Bush when they were good. When that was at Rockfest,
Yeah, that was a good one.
Such a great
yeah,
band
yeah, yeah.
name.
and Gwen was there.
With Hole.
Bush and Hole.
And Tool.
Hole is sweet, man.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten back to some of the other 90s groups in quite some time, and I need to get to them. Like,
Dude,
Yeah.
you give me that second Hole album.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Justin does love a good second
He does
hole.
love the second hole.
Yikes.
That was a softball too. Oh God.
Bush.
We never shut the shit.
Yeah, I
What
know.
are we doing now?
Shut up.
What have we been doing?
I thought we
We
did
just
shoot
been
the
talking.
shit.
I did some
We just
stuff
we
too.
just been talking.
I have a life accomplishment
What
You
is
do?
it?
that I forgot to talk about last week.
Well, oh my
What's
gosh,
up?
what is it?
I changed my own brakes.
Oh,
nice
that's good, yeah.
2 weeks ago,
job.
man.
You're now, man.
No,
Yeah.
I've done that. It feels good, doesn't it?
Does feel good.
Yeah.
Feels really good.
Good
Now I'm thinking
job.
about rebuilding an engine, maybe working on some airplanes and stuff.
Have you stood on them? Like just crammed on them and
Oh,
been like,
yeah.
look at this.
Yeah, man.
Have you taken them out to the track?
No, I have
Done
not.
some
I
cornering?
have not.
I've been playing Forza. So
No.
I'm ready to race.
Yeah, that's one of the games that we need to talk after this because
Yeah,
I need to
yeah.
figure out which plan I'm going to use for my
Okay.
gaming. But yeah, I changed my own brakes. Wasn't nearly as complicated or hard as I thought it was. I got into one little hiccup, and I actually figured it out. Not the guy that was drinking beer watching me. And it took me about 15 minutes, and I was the one that figured out what the problem was and figured out how to solve it. So
Your discs were okay? They weren't eating up?
No, I had to change. The
Oh,
disc.
you had to change
Yeah.
the disc out too?
Yeah.
Like
The
rotors?
rear were okay, but the front were trash.
Did you
But
paint?
I went ahead and changed them all.
Did you paint your brake couplers?
No.
So
Red?
red?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay.
I thought about it though. I was like, "Well, I'm down here. I could just spray paint."
I just
these
spray
bad
paint them real
boys."
quick, and I look
Yeah.
like I'm a
Hit him.
Yeah.
like I'm a tuner.
Yeah, and it was cool. My youngest too. She was cool. It was raining, so she had to sit in the garage. It was kind of cold, and I took her to a BJJ tournament after that, a big one out in Frisco. And
Oh, I saw
she
pictures
loved
from
it.
that.
She had
Did
so
she
much
have
fun.
so much
like
fun?
she wants
Good.
to join so
She
bad.
gonna start kicking ass?
I want her to. I think her mom's gonna put her in football first and see how it goes, and then we'll go from there because she really wants to play
European football,
football.
not American football.
Right.
Okay.
So I hope she gets in the BJJ. At least one of my daughters, because
Are your
it's
others
just
too
fun.
old?
No, he
heck
just
no.
started.
Yeah.
He's 40.
Well, I know that, but
No.
are they past the mind stage of wanting to do it? Like we're too old for this. I want to.
No, they just don't like because they hate when I practice on them all the time. Like I'm doing RNCs on
No, what
my
they-
teenagers.
Hey, if they're listening, y'all need to go to Saginaw and learn some Krav Maga and beat your dad's ass.
They already do, man.
They do.
Yeah, even like that's the thing about it. Once you get that whole thing going, you'll get attacked out of
Yeah.
nowhere. You'll just be sitting there watching TV, and Michaela's like, "Pull guard!" I'm like jumping in my lap, like right in my crotch. I'm like, "Oh, no BJJ now." No BJJ.
We had a good friend talking the other day that their young daughter has come to the point to where she keeps biting her dad in the balls.
Oh,
I
God.
saw this.
And I was very confused by that. Like, how is all this happening? And like, she's just at this stage where she will run
So
up
we
and
wrestling and
wrap around the leg or wrestling. Arr!
Yeah.
Wow.
Just the right
Yeah.
height, I guess.
It's a
I
lot.
guess.
height.
Yeah, that
I
really
wish
is. There's
all-
so
hon-
much to unpack
honestly-
there.
Honestly, I wish all my daughters would do some kind of martial arts. It's so.
It'd make you feel more relaxed, right?
Well, yeah, that'd be.
I
guess they get
just
in the
think that it's
situation.
very important for women to practice and men.
That's a good
everyone.
message
it would
for you to
give
put
them
out
very-
after International Women's Day was yesterday. It's a
Yeah,
good message.
It give them confidence. Plus, it
Gives
would,
them confidence.
it would help
and-
them feel safe because they can protect themselves.
Yeah, they know how to get out of situations. The
Especially isn't BJJ like mostly from your back? So like if they were to actually
It's
get,
this.
it's both. It's basically from ground. It's ground.
Yeah.
It's ground fighting.
but so like if a girl is getting taken down because somebody's trying
Exactly.
to, you know,
But the problem is you had to go hunt for it.
Right. Exactly. So
I could just wear it all the time.
changed my brakes.
I'm
It
so
was funny
proud of
too because
you.
at first it still made the. I guess until you run them a little bit, they'll still kind of make some
They'll
noise. So I was
squeak,
like, I
yeah.
screwed up, man.
Did you have to
Somehow
push them and
screwed
bleed
up.
them and
So-
pump them
Yeah.
and pump them and do that
Yeah.
stuff?
But yeah, that was cool. Now, like I said, I'm gonna replace a locomotive now.
Nice.
For
I've been doing all
Amtrak.
sorts of big kid stuff recently. Went
think-
and renewed my driver's license.
I did my driver's
That's
license
very.
too.
I did too.
You know
actually,
Awesome.
I did too last week.
Nice.
We were just
Yeah,
talking about
it's
this
weird.
air travel thing. You could go work on some airplanes. They need some mechanics.
That's what I was just
Right,
saying. I think
right.
I'm gonna start working
Yeah.
on some
Some
locomotives.
F-16s, like
Maybe-
Josh does.
Maybe
Yeah.
Thomas can get you a job at where he works.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
at S Team.
Oh yeah,
S
S
team.
team.
Yeah,
Team S.
S Team. Team
Team
S.
So I
Are we shooting the shit now?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we went down a social.
Susie
social
Susie and I and a few
What's my
other
name?
people went
This
to a
is
gay bar the other night
We sure did.
Zippers.
and watched
It's
some
called Urban Cowboy. It's
yeah.
a drag show.
Mandy, our friend Mandy Hand.
Whose
Mhm.
birthday is
Her
the same
birthday.
day as our very own Road Soda.
Holy shit.
Thursday,
Soda.
March 4th.
Happy birthday, Road Soda.
Okay,
Y'all
okay,
share
so
it.
it wasn't actually my birthday then. I just,
Oh.
I did my show and I was like, hey, I'm celebrating my birthday on the 4th. Nobody
Oh, I
ce-
thought it was your
nobody's-
birthday.
I was like, no, nobody celebrates on the 1st. And I was like,
oh,
like,
it was March
it was-
1st?
yeah, it was on Monday. And I openly disclosed
And you just
that,
don't want to.
yeah. I just wanted people to come out and I was like, hey, like, if you can actually come out, that would be cool.
Fraud.
No.
Well, take away
Alright,
everything I
so-
just
Yeah.
said. Mandy's birthday was Thursday when he was playing a show, and so Friday we went to.
Well, happy birthday,
Which I
Mandy.
had no
And
idea
almost
any of
happy
this was
birthday to
happening.
you, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a
Like-
fraudulent happy
Fraudulent
birthday.
happy birthday to you.
What?
Showed up at Urban Cowboy and there's a drag show happening
Yep.
and all sorts of chaos and that was interesting.
It was fun.
So the Urban Cowboy isn't your regular
No.
Western bar
Oh no.
like Billy Bob's or
No.
whatever.
But you want to go to a place for some good comedy. That was pretty damn funny.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That
do,
was really funny.
do you remember the Village Station?
Yeah.
You know, Oak Lawn? Because
Yeah.
we used to go out there and they would
I
have.
watched a playoff game, a football game there.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah. Well, they had Mrs. Rose's
Seth.
room, I think, upstairs.
Yeah.
and
The
it was-
Rose Room?
The
The
Rose
Rose
Room.
Room.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
it was always a drag show.
Yeah.
And they were hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, and I was always trying to. Like,
Body.
you got to make sure you stay in
Very
kind of a
funny.
weird, like, kind of middle place because you don't want them to see you because they'll pick you out and, like, talk
Yeah,
to you
like-
or bring you up there. or
Oh,
bring
they
you into
brought
their
Mandy
show.
up there for
Yeah,
her
see,
birthday.
I don't want that stuff. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
"God,
I got a
you
whole
know."
video, which I still need to send to
Yeah.
her.
Oh yeah.
I got a whole video of them of this
This queen. I
she was
can't remember her
but I
name.
was trying to think of she was the MC of the MC just messing with her the whole for
Time
like
we were there. Yeah. It was
10,
awesome.
12
No,
minutes.
they're
and
a
then
lot
we
of fun.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been a long time since I
Took
did
Yeah,
off
it was
to
a
the,
good time.
all of us took off to the warehouse down there on the south side, which is a lot of fun.
Which is where I
We
ran into the
him.
Road Soda.
Which then is where that's what I was getting to. Like this whole chaos of a show just happened.
Because I was like, "Can I take over your show?"
Yeah,
because
just last show said I don't like having guests on the show, and Dustin's like, "Well, we got like 9."
Yeah. It's like 37
Like,
people
well,
coming
fuck.
in.
I
Oh,
was
hey,
all, I was
your
all,
buddy,
it's,
your buddy
it's my
that's supposed
fault.
to come on. Yeah, we're gonna have to move him, and we got 9 people coming in. I'm like, what? He's
Sorry.
like, I don't
I
know.
was
It's a lot of people. I don't know. Susie went on a bender and just started booking people.
As things typically go when I'm drunk, I ran into him and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you were on Funky Town Podcast and Jeffrey Lord."
You're the greatest booking agent ever when
Yeah.
you're drunk.
Yeah, I really am. I'm good at it when I'm drunk, like speaking Spanish.
Yep.
And so I was like, this has to happen. This has to happen.
And I wake up in the morning and I got a message. Hey Jeff, are you awake?
Your calendar's been
I
adjusted.
see you're not awake, but I'm with the Road Soda. We're going to an after party, and you're going to be on the Jerry Jones Time After on Tuesday because Road Soda wants to co-host with you. I was like, me and Road Soda are going to co-host the Jerry Jones Time Massacre. She's like, oh no, it's a separate thought. It was just,
It
I
was
had
a
this whole
separate-
thing. Like I
So I
was
really could stay.
no, I thought it was going to be me and him
Matt,
doing the
no,
Jerry
I,
Jones Time
I
Massacre.
was
didn't-
to the point of being like, well, you and I'll just leave.
I'll
We
just
don't have
take
to
the
do our own
time
show.
go up to Hooters. And
We're
have
going to be
some
doing enough
Daytona
this
wings.
next weekend, so we'll just let them run the show, and we'll take off.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Like she was out of control, and I was just looking at you like, okay, yeah, if you want to come over, come
Yeah.
on. It's like, I don't know.
One of the first experiences I had on a very legit podcast was with Jeff.
Uh-huh.
Like we had several times where we'd gone in and like we played music and shit, and it was great. It was absolutely the most like.
Yeah, it was one like with you and Preston, you and Jack Thunder.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
and we.
That's like one of your first guests, too,
yeah, and
right?
they played in the living room.
Yeah.
So this was before.
Red Horn.
Yeah.
I think Joe was there, wasn't he?
Joe.
Tacky.
I don't know if Joe was there for that. Oh yeah, okay. So for the one that we played, like a full set, Joe and I think I'm
Zach,
not sure
maybe?
if Zach might have been there, and then I think Rebecca might have been there as well. I'm not entirely certain. I was also drinking pretty heavily.
Yeah.
like leading up to that show, that was one of those moments where like I was getting patted on the back, where it's like,
Well, it's been 4 or 5 years now, I think.
yeah.
You know, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Heck, it may have been longer than that. We've been
Maybe.
doing this for
I saw-
approaching 8.
It's funny because I saw that that poster that you did for one of your shows, the
Hippie birthday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was such a cool flyer. Who did that? By the
Joe.
way?
Joe
Joe
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool flyer.
The Star Trek
Yeah.
Rathacon one. Yeah.
My favorite thing about the hippie bath days was coming up with the signature drink for the night, because Jeff's favorite drink is Jack and ginger,
Diane.
Jack and ginger ale.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I approached Autumn at the Bold Owl, and I was like, can we call these dirty bath water, and can they be on special all night long?
They did it.
Yeah.
They did it for me. Yeah.
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's the whole song where the guy's just saying that
One
part-
line.
Yeah, for the whole
From Jack
song.
and
yeah.
Diane.
It's
I don't
like,
even
"Sucking
understand that
on
line. It
a
doesn't
chili
make
dog,
any sense.
Sucking on a chili dog.
It's a
Sucking on a
frozen.
chili dog. Sucking on
A chili dog is what you used to get from Dairy Queen. It was a frozen treat.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sucking
oh,
on-
I
it's
think he's talking
cool.
about eating a chili
Well,
dog.
no,
was
he
it like
says-
a frozen banana dipped in
Yeah,
chocolate?
he
It's
says
a banana
standing
stand?
outside the Tasty Freeze, sucking on a chili dog. Yeah,
Maybe I think he's eating a chili dog.
there used to be a popsicle called the chili dog.
Maybe, but I just
It was
haven't-
weird.
really?
It- yeah, it was the
That
weirdest
sounds
thing
so
ever.
bizarre.
How bizarre.
I've heard of
You
that.
don't eat.
I've
you
heard of
eat
the-
a chili dog.
Wait,
you don't
wait.
suck on a
Is
chili
this the
dog.
same as
But
an,
it's
Well, that's why I
hard.
thought it was weird.
It's
is this the same as an Alaska pipeline that they sell at Dairy Queen?
No.
Alaska pipeline sounds dirty.
I don't know. Ask Trash Pockets.
Oh man!
You never get
Every
a
once
chili
in a while,
dog,
I
and
think I want to
and the
marry
ch-
Trash Pockets, and then I'm like, nah,
and the chili's kind of falling out,
I
and you're
actually
all
made him
kind of
mad one
slurping
night.
it.
Yeah.
You
That's sucking
did
on a chili
not.
dog.
that's not even
No.
possible.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Anyway,
two
I
of
don't
the
think you
most
can suck on a
laid-back
hot
dudes
dog,
at
but I think you can
DFW
suck on a
driving
chili
in a
dog. The
truck.
chili dog
What
is
are
the
the
important.
odds
The
that
chili
they're
is the
gonna get-
important part about it.
Sorry, I'm talking over Jeff. I'm sorry, guys.
so
Tomorrow when I listen, it was like, Stubbs!
you disappeared for a long time.
Yeah.
Went up
yeah.
north.
Witness protection.
Oh, that you meant the other night.
No.
Totally
Yeah, he
did.
did a lot
I
of
did too.
drugs. He
Little-
disappeared.
Little bit of WP. lived in a forest for a little bit.
So you went up north.
Yeah.
How long have you been up there?
So, like, I'm from there, so I had always planned to go back, and beyond like a circumstance here, like with like a relationship unfolding, I basically like went up north and went to work for a company. Funny thing enough, like I went to work for the company and I showed up there, job wasn't available. So I made it all the way up there, and then
Boo.
Oh.
and it was like
Where?
back to
I missed
factory
where.
shit, like and it was a pretty rough one. I'm not going to drop their name, although I want to.
Go ahead.
But you were employed by the company, just not the job you applied for. They gave you a different job at the company,
No, like
or
they-
you're going to find
they-
a whole different job.
They
They're like,
totally,
sorry, bro.
They totally basically just said like, "Hey, we screwed this up," and I was like,
They
"Can you-
pretended like they didn't know you. Like, who?
Yeah.
What? I
This is
don't know who you are.
pre-COVID.
Way pre-COVID. This is I think around 2000, either 15 or 16.
And where'd you say it was?
Uh,
Not the company, though.
Up north.
yeah, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm originally from there, so it was kind of fun because I have like a network out there, and all of like the other folks that are out there are super helpful.
So you weren't stranded.
Don't you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You weren't homeless for a couple of weeks or anything.
Thankfully not. But yeah,
Wax Tracks Records.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
TBD.
of big labels up there, and I had fell into a whole bunch of like work stuff where I had to basically be like only writing, and it was awesome for me. Like, because for a specific period of time when I was here and I was on the way out, I was like,
Burnt.
I was doing like 2 shows a week, and then like on top of working, and then I was at a point of being like, I don't even know if I listen to music anymore, and
Yeah.
it's a weird thing that
You'd be surprised how many artists and musicians come in here and say that exact same thing. They say that
well,
I don't even listen to music, honestly, man.
and
I'm like, well, how you write some of the best songs that are being done locally? How do
Maybe
you not
that's
listen to
why.
music?
yeah,
Well, and
it's-
that's
it's
yeah.
I think like
It's funny.
the busyness cycle of it, like it's kind of like a paradigm that certain people overly embellish, where they're like, you have to do all of this other stuff. What you actually have to do is really reframe games that you can't keep recreating. And for me, like that was like one of them where I was like, I mean, it was very largely intertwined with the move, where I was like mentally at the point of like, hey, I'm gonna go back home, hang out with the boys, get a whatever job, and hopefully it'll work out. And then it's like, I was at
Bounced, huh?
yeah, and I was like at that point of just being like,
Just loaded up your car and
Yeah.
took off, huh?
like Modi,
You
like
just sucked on a chili dog and
yep,
took off.
Just-
Oh, man.
but Chicago style dog.
There
But
you go.
Funny enough, when I had come back, I had played a show a little bit ago with Sir Duda that was like one of my favorite shows that I played. I
2
think
weeks
so.
ago? The one 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or was that last week?
I think it was last week.
Last week. Okay, yeah.
In dog beers, I've only had 3.
So wait,
Um,
when'd you come back?
Dog beers.
What's up?
When'd you come back down?
So I came back like about 3 months ago. for
Okay.
Stuff. So I worked for a motorcycle company. I was planning to do a seasonal thing, and I was like, I had this worked out, and I was like, this wonderful snowbird situation for my 30-year-old ass, where I was like, I'm already getting cold, and I'm like, I can't deal with this shit anymore. And then I'm like, if I can do this,
getting out of here.
and I'm like, if at some point I can string this along to where I'm like, spending at least winters out here, then I can have some time with it. And then long story short, I was like, oh man, I miss being back, all that, and was like, we started playing again, and everything just felt right. And it's like it normally does for music, where it's like you land in certain pockets where it's just everything seems to turn over to be something that seems to match an environment that's so cherishable that you can't like trade it for anything else. And then leading up to this show, though, that was one of those where it's like, I think it's the only show that I was like in between like one of the songs, I was like, oh fuck, dude, like
I started shedding a tear.
yeah, and I was like, I had that like
Did you
kind
get
of
quiver voice?
I had the I probably did, but like I don't think my voice ever excels beyond like, I mean, I don't really like sing ever, and I don't think it ever like gotten to a point where it was just like people actually noticed that I was doing it, and I was just like, at certain points I don't think I've
Actually, you
I
just
would've
blame it
ever
on the
imagined.
cocaine at that part. You're like, I did a lot of blow.
Yeah, like or
Sneeze a
you
bunch.
could, but in my situation, I've never
Just
actually,
kidding.
I've never
I'm
actually
joking.
done it, and it's wild. Like
I don't recommend it at this age.
I've never done it.
I've done coffee way late at night, and that contributes to a very similar response sometimes.
But it's
like,
interesting. You've never had like a big emotional feeling while you've been on stage, like just that moment kind of
Like-
captured you, like that.
like
that
to
night?
where the sadness part comes in. I've dealt with like the rage where it's like, you know,
Mad,
yeah, like where it's like, like
Yeah.
Well, what
heavy
was making you
show.
sad?
just the moment.
I'd written a
Just-
song, and then it was so right for the moment that I was crying through like some of the parts of the lyrics for it, and I was like, this is the first time I think I've ever done that. Like where I was just like, it's been that much of a point where I'm like, I can't imagine anything to mean so much.
Was
for
it an
But
older song?
No, this
was
was
a
like
new one that had just covered some of the things that had happened to you in the last few years, or
Yeah, it was a newer song with, specifically with like COVID stuff. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like, and
well, we got a guitar. We not just playing.
yeah, no,
we wanted you to cry.
I'd be down to do it.
We like
He'd
that.
be down to
I'd
cry.
probably not cry right now.
That's
for it,
cool
but-
though, man. That shows you how powerful music is, and
Yeah,
lyrics and
yeah,
writing,
totally
and being
does.
creative. You know.
And also the exemption of being able to do it for so long, because like I had been, while I was in Chicago, I was 100% professionally driven. The second I would get off of work, it would be in a basement. I'd be like on it. I wouldn't be talking to people. Like there was no networking. There was no like, there really wasn't anything for me to advance the situation of music for me, because
I hear that
Some-
a lot about Nashville.
But were
yeah,
When people go out to Nashville,
so were you
to
just
write.
practicing and just getting better?
Yeah, and it was just like it was. There's some social circles that exist for music that are like they're very unallowing of what it is that you want to do. And I'm not saying that Chicago is one of them. Chicago was definitely one of those ones. However, I'd screwed up like pretty early on in the cycle of meeting with people. I probably had a couple drunk nights where I was just like a little bit off
Fuck
kilter,
you.
and then just like like had a couple fuck you moments.
I'm from Texas.
And I was
Fuck
just-
you.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's such a big city. I
Right?
mean,
Yeah.
a professional city.
Yeah.
with
What's
a
the-
long
okay.
history of blues, and you know what I mean. That's got to be hard to like make a name there.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough.
Well, and
You know?
especially when everybody goes by like, it's inside circle stuff in the
Yeah.
same way that any city is.
Sure.
And the second that you're on like the brown list, where you're like, nah, I wouldn't trust him. And it's like it
You ain't
resonates
never
to
getting off, yeah.
regardless.
Why do you
of
think
whatever it is
they
that you put.
that attitude was taken towards you? That you were on a brown list that didn't
Oh, it
no one
was-
trusted you.
I'm sure it was just because I was drunk for some evening, and then I was like,
Was
hey,
like, are you talking about because of bad performance,
Just
or
like
did you?
unprofessional?
no, like most of the stuff that I had done at the time was literally like playing in subways and stuff. And,
Oh
like,
yeah.
doing regular stuff and like putting up videos of it, and then like kind of just really just normal music stuff. I thought to bring it down to a very granular level, like where I was like, at what point did I love this as a kid? And it's like when I saw this shit on the subway platform, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like that's where it, like that started, where it's like, why the hell are you doing it? It's 45 degrees out, like you have to wear like gloves while you're playing a guitar, like
Mm-hmm.
how is it that important? And it's like, to me, that was like always like the final stage of like making it. And it's awful to
So
say
you did that up in
because
Chicago,
to some
out in
degree.
the,
Yeah,
out
like
in the weather. You went and played.
You're in a subway tunnel. It's still cold.
Yeah.
Just playing.
Well, there's elevated platforms too.
Yeah,
you ever
there-
play on the elevated platforms?
never played on the elevated ones. They don't allow you to. All the licensing stuff makes you go into the actual tunnels themselves, and it's all for transfers. So basically, all the
what?
So
So
wait,
all the-
licensing.
Yeah, you just blew my mind
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I'm
Or
hurting
so-
here.
all the like you get like a permit, and
To play?
yeah, and so like
you're busking, I guess.
yeah, and
Well,
so like
I thought it was just do whatever when you wanted. Like in New York, they just set up and do whatever they want whenever they want.
Is that the way it is
sometimes-
in New Orleans?
sometimes that's the case in some cities, but like
But
in other
some-
ones,
They got rules. And
yeah, like it's mainly based on like congestion. Like for instance, for above ground
that makes sense now.
platforms. So if you have
Okay.
a setup and it pushes people to the outside,
Then you
and
gotta
it's
get
rush hour,
yeah.
then
okay.
people are falling off the tracks.
Well,
and,
I mean, there's
Yeah,
no problem
I
with
see.
that.
or off onto the tracks.
But I g-
and like,
We just
uh,
get rid of the stupid people.
Yeah, we're talking about how there's too many humans
Anyway, so we
close
just get rid
close
of
to
them.
each other anyway. So
it,
so you went up. You were playing shows in the winter, like
Sometimes,
Chicago
yeah.
winter sometimes, just for the love of getting back, or like just for kind of on a walkabout to find exactly why you got into it anyway.
yeah,
And their
And,
tunnels aren't warm like New York tunnels because
not super warm
in the
but,
winter the New York tunnels get hot,
Really?
Yeah,
like where you're shedding clothes.
yeah. The last time that I was in New York, I had played with another group that was out there. This wasn't coinciding with that specific time, but when I went out on a separate adventure for New York, I was there for like a day, briefly, and yeah, the subways are super warm there. I don't understand that. For Chicago, they have like regular temperature, but it's just subterranean. It's kind of like remotely sheltered. I don't know if they have like some kind of heat pumping system. I've never looked into it, but
It was
yeah, it's
cold
still
when
pretty
you were
cold.
doing it.
Yeah.
So
And-
how much did you make when you did that? If you don't mind me asking, like
I would openly tell people in a lot of cases like, hey, it's not like a not for profit thing, and I would be like, hey, like I'm just out here playing like, and most of the stuff that I would do would be like originals, like most of the usual Subway performance
are
stuff
doing
is like,
covers and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and like I wanted to get out of this cycle of like, at least if I had only that, like I wanted to be like, basically like, you're you have to be making your own covers, like
Yeah.
the main way that societies kind of grow is just
So after spending 4 hours in a cold subway, would you go home with $20
in
Chicago?
Usually never like 4 hours at a time. So it'd be like 2 hours. You'd
And
go
get
up.
some coffee or something.
You go like 2 hours. You'd probably have somebody else who you would slap $5 to watch your stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd grab their ID. You'd slap them $5, and then you'd go up. You'd grab coffee. Use the latrine a bit, and then you'd go back down. And it was like the most fun.
Latrina bit. I'm gonna start using that.
And like
Terminology. I like that.
like you just basically kind of like cover the essentials, and then I don't think I've ever played more than 2 hours there. Like, but at certain times you get randomly hyped just by the fact that nobody's there and that it's an open jam space
yeah,
for you.
yeah,
It's-
the acoustics
Great
are so
reverb.
Got nice
weird
echoes and stuff,
shit,
and-
yeah.
yeah, and you get like trains rolling around, and then all of a sudden you get like little sections, and then you're like, all right, time for a Bo Diddley one, like go go
Mhm.
go go go, and like, yeah, like all of the music vibes was Chicago are very strong,
Yeah.
and COVID stuff largely displaced that. I think I did only like one show, but strangely enough, the place that I was staying at in Chicago, they had like historically blocked it because this is what I've heard from some other people. I don't know if this is 100% true, but the basement, it had like wallpaper in it, and like this is like a cellar that flooded, every so often, and is treated like super crazy, but it apparently was like a slave quarters, and like it was basically like a part of like the Underground Railroad, and they thought that it was a historical laminate that they had not placed
Yeah.
for it, had wallpaper on it, and that's where I jammed for like a couple years.
That's kind of badass. Did you know that right off the bat?
No, I just saw the wallpaper and I was like, okay, so all the servants' quarters that I've ever seen in Texas have all had like this like super old wallpaper. They're like we actually practice in one of my former bands. It's another theme that's been kind of like strangely following us in in a very weird fashion.
You just
Uh,
jam in places that were part of the Underground Railroad. No big deal.
Well, this other one was a former slave quarters that was in Fort Worth. That was like it was a servants' quarters, but I mean,
Yeah.
kind of like a
There's a lot of places on the west side that are like that. All the
And-
houses have servants' quarters that.
yeah, and it was one of the only places that we could practice for free, and we would run power out to it, and then everything would be lopsided. There would be a crude toilet, bad wallpaper, and then like it's like a really haunting vibe. And the second that I moved north, the place that I moved into
Had the same vibe.
it was literally the basement of it, where the only place that I could play.
Did you know it before you found like someone told you?
I
You
had to
feel it out. You're like
I had to
something's weird
sneak-
about this place.
I had a sneaking suspicion for it, but like I never was able to make it like a valid point where it's like, is this or is this not? Like there's not really like a formal registry for it because the nature of
What it was.
yeah, and
So how'd you find out?
basically from a number of other tags that were on the wall. So they have this thing that's established all throughout the South that's called like hobo graffiti. They have a guy, I think it's Jeff Daniels, who does a lot of work on hobo graffiti. He does a really interesting documentary that's based in the area, but there was some kind of correlation to that art, and I had brought it up with another neighbor that I had known who was very well versed in the art community, and it was like, hey, like, can you track this at all? Like what this is, this doesn't seem to be like normal graffiti that I'm used to. Like, I'm pretty familiarized with like, what usual graffiti writing looks like, and like
Yeah.
some hobo graffiti stuff. And I was like, I've never seen this. There's 3, 4, 5 tags in some places, technically, like a tentative 6th, tentative 7th. Like, I don't really know how to track it. And all of them were on the wallpaper, and they're all like separate writings. Not anything close to like a Russian gulag status or anything like that, where it was like an established culture of definitive like writings for it. But there was some very unique like sketches, and then I was like, I have
Wow.
I have no clue of this. Like it's at like an absolute point where I have no way to address it.
They came back. They're like, yeah, that's. And then they told you. Your
They
neighbor
were
did.
they were suggesting the
But that's
idea
probably-
for it, and
oh.
and it's
Yeah.
still at such a suggestive point where like even the people that were kind of like very curious about it, they still didn't really know because it wasn't a very elaborated or established thing. But strangely enough, almost every jam space that I've had ever has been associated in some way with
Slavery.
either a servant's quarters or a
Yeah.
that there's
Oh, what's it? What was the other one you were going to say?
a servant's quarters or,
or-
a possibly a stop in the Underground Railroad, and
Wow.
or possibly even a destination in the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
A
desperate
smart
times
man
were.
once said, "You can find happiness in slavery."
All right, Dustin Schneider.
It's
According
My
to the
house is
resident.
haunted. The story's not even this cool.
it's a really weird one though, because
Yeah.
like, for music as a whole, like, I mean, I played a $10 bass drum in a $15 snare that I got at a garage sale. Like, I've kept that the entirety of, I mean, 5-6 years of playing, and it's all stood up. Like, I don't know what kind of forces are there at play, but like, there's
They love you.
there's a really weird air around just having like, I guess, an established purpose of keeping with it, and that's, I think, the
Did you get it at a pawn shop?
no, like a garage sale. Like,
Wow.
I got a garage sale drum, and then
Yeah.
a garage sale snare, and then figured out how to turn it sideways, play it as a one-man band, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
Now, see, I think the interesting he plays
Cool
a
as shit.
baritone guitar.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was a baritone guitar.
yeah, those
Yeah.
are greatness.
Yeah.
So the interesting story
Love
about
'em.
baritone guitars is they're meant for radio. So anytime that country musicians had an upright bass, the frequencies were too low for them to be processed for most AM radio. So as a result, they were like, we have to come up with something that matches to where you can articulate what the bass notes are. Baritone was that suggestion.
You mean to tell me it wasn't a new metal band, Dustin?
Yeah.
New metal,
bands-
but did not come with baritone guitars.
Metal bands coming up with it after though was the first thing where I was like, oh my god, people are using this shit. Like,
Baritones.
and it's
Well,
like,
a metal band had to add 2 more strings to it.
oh, totally,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, and that's almost more of even like a Brazilian flavoring because like a lot of the 7-string guitar stuff that they had used in Brazil for like samba stuff and like all of that, like it was basically like, hey, what happens if the bass player doesn't show up? And it's like,
I got it.
That's like,
Yeah.
all right, I can thumb bass notes, and it's like, all right, we're good. Like,
Yep.
And like, it's a necessary function for it. Where, oh man, it's so cool.
So like, so the guitar is in key of C, right?
Mhm.
So is a
I
baritone
thought it was
guitar?
drop D.
Well,
Is it
it's-
also in a
thought
key
it
of
was
C,
E.
or is it like a
It-
different key?
It can be basically in
I mean, just with your regular standard tuning.
yeah. So initially it
Yes.
was at C sharp. It is now migrated to, I think it's at A right now. I'm not great with keeping track of my own tunings. We
But
try
I mean,
to-
like when you tune.
He's talking about just a standard guitar setup.
yeah, like a standard baritone.
Well, I mean, like okay, so like the piano is the key of C, the standard guitars is a key of C, and alto sax is key of E flat. I know those 3 things. I was just wondering if the baritone, because like a baritone sax is a different key than an alto sax.
Yeah.
Where I don't know what it is, but say that the alto sax is an E flat instrument, the baritone sax might be a G or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering if I'm playing my open
A
E
B.
string or whatever, and you're playing your open E string, are they the same note, or is your open
It's
string
usually-
and actually like a B or something different?
It's usually different. It's usually at an A. Like at
This
least,
says a standard tuning of a baritone guitar is B.
so it's
B, E, A,
either
B.
it's either A, B. If you're really stretching at C, most of the earlier parts of my recordings with JTRS, it was in a C, and that's the thing with that instrument because it's not really that predominant. You can at multiple points be like, I don't know, what does it mean to you? Is it a heavy guitar? Is it a really low bass? Are you tic-tacking with it? Are you playing chords?
Tick-tocking with it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be fun to like play the 3 bass strings
Yeah.
in a picking style as a bass, and then use
Totally.
your 3,
I'll be
I guess,
Charlotte.
treble
That's-
strings as the
that's
the
where they
lead
get-
or whatever.
That's where they get the spaghetti western stuff
Mhm.
because they were meant to do the bass stuff, and then they were like, hey, while you're already there, how about you do and like they had that you could do some very meaty like chord work
Mm-hmm.
just with your lower strings, and you could build a lot from it. And that's where tick-tocking comes in. That's basically emulating bass notes on a baritone.
Okay.
And
yeah.
so when you start playing it more like B-52s or like how the Beatles use it,
The band's horrible.
I will kick your ass, dude.
the like if the way that they use it, though, is like kind of like individual strings, is not necessarily like a full instrumental. That's usually what they call tick-tocking, and tick-tacking rather.
It's kind of like chicken picking.
Yep. And so I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff that like I've been trying to go in between the two in a very real way. I have a song that shows this. This is like my shitty version of like like the Eddie Van Halen Eruption.
Mhm.
This is like my version of like the wildest shit that I could come
You're
up with.
tick-tacking instead of finger
It's called,
tapping?
It's a style that I have either dubbed spaghetti midwestern or hyper tic-tacking. I haven't decided on it yet. But the song's called Spaghetti Midwestern. We could play it if you want to.
We're going to let's close the show out with it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Are you going to be playing it
See
on
y'all later.
Saturday?
It's been fun.
Possibly. Preston doesn't like to play it. But I'll probably we'll probably be like warming up with it maybe, but like he doesn't. It's like Eruption. It's not like the. It's not meant to be a good song. It's just meant to be like a lot of notes.
Okay. All right. So, do you have any more shit to shoot?
Fuck, I got a lot of shit to shoot.
All right, let's
we've
talk.
been all over the place. That was an interesting ride there.
Sorry, I get on tangents.
No, that's totally great.
That's why
Totally
you're
great.
here.
That's why you're here. So I wanted to throw in this before where are we at on time? Oh no, we're good. We got a while. We need to talk about this weekend
The one coming up,
coming up.
or the one that just happened that
Well, we can talk
Sat
about the
around
one
with
that
my-
just
Road
happened.
Soda has a show on Saturday.
You have a show on Saturday.
Yeah.
Opening for Mean Motor Scooter.
Yeah, so it's
Heard of those guys before.
It's Jack Thunder and the Road Soda. It's my duo.
You're
I play-
reunited.
I play with Preston Newberry. He's a fucking wonderful guitar player. Half of the shit that he contributes is just him punching fucking pedals and doing fucking wild shit. And all of our music seems to be at normal pace. Just him doing wild shit, and then me doing some shit as well.
Woo!
So the problem is
Tulips. I'll be there.
she'll be there. The three of us won't be there
Oh, that's all right.
because we're going down to Austin. We've talked
Yeah.
about this. We've teased
ATX.
about it
You're on a Friday thing in Austin, right?
on Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. We'll see how
Oh.
things go.
That's awesome.
We've teased about doing one of these road trips over the past few months, and we're finally going to do one. We're taking Jeff
with the
and-
money we got from.
Yeah, from
flask.
selling a flask. We're taking Jeff with us.
That's
We're
why he's
taking
here.
Thomas with us. Gonna run some cameras for us. We're gonna have some fun down there. It's your birthday weekend.
Mhm.
It's
And
Thomas's
Thomas
birthday
too.
weekend.
Yeah, so it'll be a good time.
So y'all gonna
Mine's
get
Thursday and his is Friday.
Yep, yeah, Thursday and Friday.
y'all gonna get some booty in the face, rubbed all up in there.
Gonna
Oh,
get
sir.
boobies rubbed all
I thought
over
you said
your
booty.
face.
I thought it was like
No, I said booty.
yeah, like go bullion and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
Like
gonna find
pirate
some
shit?
pirate treasure and just
Nice.
rub it all over your
Mhm.
face.
I like
We're
it.
getting close to St. Patrick's Day, so I guess there
Yeah.
could be some gold, pot of gold.
We're
Somewhere,
gonna have some
booty.
fun. We're gonna see how this turns out. This will be the first trip. I went down this past Sunday because the reason we had to change things up, we were gonna take an easy trip
to Dublin.
to Dublin since it's St. Patty's Day. Around St. Patty's Day, we're gonna see how Dublin parties it up in Stephenville. But I had a client reach out to me. I think I talked about this last week. I
You
had a
did.
client reach out to me. Needs to do a photo shoot, so
You
we're
said
gonna
Dublin
do
wouldn't allow y'all to come.
Dublin.
I
said
need you
we
to come
were-
shoot some porn.
He wants me to shoot in one of these places that are like these Instagram installations, like Rainbow Vomit Dallas, but they have one down in Austin. It's really cool. He said all of us could go in there when we're down there. It's a neat thing. If you were on some type of substance that could elevate your mind, it would be a lot of fun.
Like caffeine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like a peyote pizza.
Dude, peyote
Peyote
would be
pizza?
perfect.
that would put you right in. You would be in space. You would freak out in this place.
Different
But,
kind of advice.
I'm gonna do this photo shoot, but other than that, it's gonna be us running around Austin and just kind of talking about our favorite spots, what we're doing, cool places, and just having some fun. And I'm excited.
The RoboTuner is super hyped.
He's hyped.
Super hype, yo.
I'm bringing a fishing pole just in case. Never know.
You never know, bring it.
I might see some water. somewhere along the way.
It's
You
gonna be
might.
great. It's gonna be fun.
Fish on the ladybird.
You could fish in Ladybird.
You can fish in
You
that
could fish
creek,
for some.
Burton's Creek, Barton's something.
There's a lot of fish in Barton's Creek, but I went down there this past Sunday because I had to meet with the client to kind of talk about how we're doing this surprise engagement shoot, and it was interesting. I haven't been down to Austin in about a year and a half,
I haven't been in there in a long time.
and the changes. First up, I nearly cried. Like it really fucked me up going to the Hope Outdoor Gallery, where it's the side of a mountain just on the outskirts of downtown where
That's a hill.
or a hill. It's not a mountain. Yeah, you're right. It's a hill where they had a bunch of foundation poured for condos, and there's a castle up on top of it. But they every year for South by Southwest, they would whitewash it, and graffiti artists would come in and do murals. And then through the year, other graffiti artists would come in there and cover them up or do other stuff. And it was just this. It was called, Graffiti Hill. And yeah, they're tearing that out as we speak because they need to put more condos in there for people to live. But they're moving the Hope Outdoor Gallery out by the airport, which kind of sucks. But I guess we go out to the track to watch some Formula One. We can swing by there.
I haven't been out there yet,
So we're gonna go see the moon towers.
So yes, I went and located a few moon towers when I was there. What I did before I met with the client was I went and shot a bunch of B-rolls so we wouldn't have to be standing around wasting time shooting B-roll. So I got a bunch of B-roll of the different moon towers, and we'll go hunt some down. We can go to the Dazed and Confused one in the middle of Zilker Park. We can go to the ones downtown. There's two right by the Capitol. There's one close to what is that? Blue Owl Brewing, whose beer we're drinking tonight.
Oh, yes.
But I shot a bunch of them, and then there's Barton Springs.
We're gonna go to record stores.
We can. I want to go to a music shop because I kind of have a plan of walking out of there with a base 6.
What about McDonald's? We're gonna hit a McDonald's up.
We can hit a McDonald's.
Go to
up.
Chili's.
We're gonna go to Chili's.
Yeah.
We are going to the food truck capital of the world. Everything is in
Rolling
food
Smoke.
trucks. We're gonna go to Rolling Smoke.
Yum.
Which we all love and adore. We're gonna probably go to the Rose.
I don't know what that is.
So Jeff can get some boobies in his face.
The
for his
Yellow
birthday.
Rose.
Yeah, I got to send my wish list to Jeremy. There's a few that I've been talking. chatting
Are
with,
you going to
is
send
it like
you're
from
gonna
Wish?
send- you're gonna
Wish.com?
send pictures
Yeah.
and be like, I want these girls to be here at this time.
Yeah, there's some girls that I would like.
You need-
That
to
you think
go,
you've got a
go,
chance with?
go take out for.
Are
duck
they in
tacos.
your Instagram?
duck tacos?
Yeah. We're
Go
gonna
get
go
some
have some duck tacos.
Y'all want to come?
I don't even know what that means.
We may go
awesome.
to a Christmas
Freaking
bar.
delicious.
We may go.
The one that was on the show.
No.
Maybe.
No. No.
That was kind of neat.
Absolutely not going to Lala's Little
Yeah,
Nugget
Lala's,
without me.
yeah.
I think we are.
No, you're not. I will kick all of
We've
your
already
asses.
made reservations.
We made no reservations. Zing.
I know where all y'all live.
You don't know where I live.
We may go to Franklin's
That's true. I don't know where you live.
in the morning. Maybe. We'll see.
We're gonna do
Some
everything
barbecue
that Anthony
tacos?
Bourdain did.
Yeah.
Nice.
May go to Guzu Gallery.
Sounds like we're
I
gonna
don't know.
eat a lot.
There's going to be a lot of eating and hanging out.
Dude,
We're
that
going to go to
whole
the
show was
Brazilian
good.
place.
A lot of munchies.
Have you ever heard of that place,
We're gonna
Lala's
go to
Little Nugget? It's Christmas
a
every
brewery.
day. Every
haven't seen
month
it.
they
And
throw a
bars.
Christmas party.
It's like a dive bar in Austin.
Yeah.
Just, they have Christmas lights all
It's on the north side.
Yeah, yeah. Every month they have a Christmas party. Dude, that's rad.
Yeah, it's up off
They
north.
do
Like
Festivus too.
Anderson.
For the rest of us.
For the rest of us.
Anderson Lamar? Anderson, I don't know.
It was.
Anyway.
I remember. There was. I mean, guys, it was 100 years ago. But I remember, just being here, and I thought that Fort Worth was cool. You go to Dallas, and it's a bigger city, and there's a certain coolness to it, but it didn't have the dirty coolness that Fort Worth had. And then when I went down to Austin for the first time, I don't remember. I just remember us parking.
You got seducted.
And we walked into this bar, and it was just like maybe 10 people in there. They were just all like weirdos, and I was just like,
My people.
it just had like this sense of magic that I was
Yeah.
like, this place exists in Texas. I thought like this was kind of as cool as it got, which was cool, but it's still Fort Worth. It's still cowboys and Republicans, and you know what I mean.
Mhm.
When you get down there, it's like I feel like I'm in, like in,
Matt.
it's just I don't know, and I don't know what it's still like because this is 20 years ago, or whatever. I don't know what it's
I
like
found
now.
that secret bar right by the Capitol.
Where all the politicians go to?
The cloakroom.
The cloakroom. The one where you go down underground.
Maybe we'll find Ted Cruz.
Fuck that
Well,
guy.
the stairs are steep, so I doubt Abbott goes down there.
Well, I didn't say Abbott. I said Ted Cruz.
I know. Maybe we'll find one of them.
Just
So-
remember the stairs are steep.
There's going to be a lot for us to look at. The thing that blew my mind, which always does
Use
in
that in your
Austin,
freestyle. Feel free.
is how everybody is outside all the time and everywhere. Like there were people this weekend. It was beautiful down there. Zilker Park was packed.
So it's just a normal Austin crowd, not like a normal Austin South by Southwest crowd.
No,
just
but it's normal.
a regular
The
off-season
sidewalks were
Austin.
packed. Bikers were everywhere. East 6th was great. Normal 6th that everybody's used to growing up with was boarded up, which is weird. Like all the bars and clubs, all the big bars were boarded up. I don't know if they open the doors at night and they just leave the boards up during the day. I don't know what happens, but like the Bat Bar where the girls used to dance in the window or in the open air window, was all boarded up. And was that Buffalo Brothers, Buffalo Bar, whatever? It was all boarded up. It was weird. Like a bunch of stuff on Red River was boarded up.
Don't you ever get sad? Man, getting old, it's like I get sad because it's like, it's so much fun in my 20s and even my 30s, going to like really cool cities and really cool bar scenes and seeing girls dance in windows and being single and meeting chicks and wondering if this is going to happen tonight or whatever. Just the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's where I'm at right now.
And it's over for
You
me.
like looking at
it's
chicks
like
dancing in windows.
like next year I'll be 50.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to 6th Street and looking at girls dancing in windows. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you are this weekend.
I mean, it's interesting, but it's like going to a zoo. It's like whatever. I'm just looking at stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not participating in any of
Well,
this. I'm just
here's the
looking,
thing is, you like looking at girls. Like he's turning.
He's like, it's happening for me.
Well, no, I
It's
know,
happening
and
for
it's
me.
like, and
Here's the deal.
On the one hand, I'm kind of envious of you, but on the other hand, it's like I think it would kind of suck being single right now.
Wow, man, I love it.
I don't think I would like.
I do whatever the fuck I want. That's why I like.
That's
it.
cool.
It's like,
but I mean, trying to meet girls, it's like I wouldn't be good with the.
It's not that hard.
With the Tinder.
The older
and all
you
that
get, the
kind of-
easier it is.
You think so?
Yeah, way.
And for girls, it's super easy.
Well, girls, it's always super easy.
It's always been easy for
Super
girls.
easy. So here's the deal: is like you'll go down there this weekend, you'll see girls dance in the window, but what we'll be missing is the
food. More food.
No, I'm gonna go home with one of these. I'm gonna hook
No,
up
I
with
never
these.
went
I'm
home
gonna
with
do
any of them, but I always wanted to.
You wanted to,
and would like
well, that
think
one
maybe
will
it would
be gone
happen.
because
And
now you'll just look at them and
so
go,
you're-
"Oh, well, that's neat." Okay,
Yeah.
It's like going fishing and you don't catch anything. You still have a really good time going fishing. That's the way it was when I went out at nights. I'd go fishing and not catch anything.
Well, listen, you're
Still
gonna
have-
have a lot of fun this
You're
weekend.
gonna have
with us.
a
You and
crap load of
Thomas.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, I could
might
just go
go
fishing
crawdad
and not
fishing.
catch fish.
I didn't know this was a double. I didn't realize this was a double birthday
It's a
weekend.
double
No,
birthday weekend.
as soon as you said you wanted to go on Friday, I was like, "That's Thomas's birthday. My birthday's the day before.
Yeah,
This is really big for me and Thomas because I didn't know
Yeah.
if he'd be able to get away. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get away.
y'all can scissor.
Yeah, we probably will.
Nice. Can you please somebody video that?
Fish
We
scissors.
will.
Alaskan pipeline, if you want.
Yeah, y'all can ask him.
I remember going to Austin and
I
going
don't
into this
even know
one
what
club,
that
and it was
means. Do
you
I
don't
want
need
to
to
know?
know.
it wasn't a
Okay,
sex
thanks.
club, but it was a very sexy club. Like everybody in there was like wearing leather and like slit, and they had the cages that were hanging down.
Oh yeah.
Lizard
Playing,
Lounge?
like- they're
Did you
play-
have sex in
But
the club?
It was kind of like, but it was that kind of place.
it in
No, that's what I'm
Austin,
saying.
though?
It wasn't a sex club. It was just a really
Sure.
dark,
it was a sex
sexy
club.
S&M type club.
Well,
Yeah.
That'd
just
be
don't
hot.
forget that you're running a camera and need to videotape us.
I have the little
In the
head strap.
S&M
And you
club.
got to know
Oh, yeah.
when
Yeah,
to
there
shut
you
that
go.
bad
I just
boy
wear the
off,
red.
too.
I just wear the head strap so I can just walk around doing whatever.
No,
I
no,
want.
no.
Just shut it
Recording.
off
No,
sometimes
Matt,
too.
Matt, when that comes down to us sitting in this room editing the footage, going,
See, no,
that's,
that's
not
not
going
going
on.
on.
Right, exactly. You can shoot whatever you
I
want.
got my
'cause-
damn preacher watching this. We're
Yeah.
not putting that on.
Yeah. I got a Sunday school crowd shooting this.
Yeah, Sunday school class with Ted Cruz.
So we're coming down there. We'll see you, all you Austinites. We're gonna hang out with our Austin producer of the JJTM.
So you can see
Austin
Jeremy. We're
Bureau,
going to see
Jeremy.
Is
I'm
Eric
gonna
down
miss
there?
Jeremy.
Is there an
I
Eric
like
down
that
there?
guy.
I don't think there's an Eric down there.
He's up here.
Eric
No,
Delegard?
there is one down there, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone named
I
Eric
think
in
there's also,
Austin.
I think there's also a Jeff in Austin. Wasn't there?
No, there's Jeff. Jeff's down there. We may see him. I don't know if we'll see any of our female friends
someone
down there or
named
not.
Kyle.
I don't know. We'll
It'll
see.
happen for you.
Kyle,
We'll see. See what happens.
Yeah.
You think there's anybody named
Be
Austin
some,
who lives in Austin?
Well, product placement for Blue Owl.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're gonna
so
swing by
part
Blue
Dapper
Owl.
Devil.
Blue
It's
Owl's
pretty
right,
good.
man.
right by
Hey,
a,
pretty.
a music store.
It
so
pretty
we'll
is
go
good.
there. It pretty is good. I need one more.
I learned that
I don't care
that
what
the
flavor.
city
Any of
of
them.
Austin is named after the guy that the college is named after,
You son
Stephen
of a
F.
bitch.
Austin. Yeah, that was fascinating. I thought he was just like like a radio show guy.
Shtick. She
Yes.
joking?
I really hope so. I want one of the
But
white
Blue Owl
ones.
is nice. Thank you, Blue Owl.
The Dapper Devil's the one that.
Blue Owl's super
Blue
super
Owl.
nice.
What's the other?
Blue Owl, we love you. Blue
I
Owl.
like the jalapeno.
Let me try
the-
the teeny.
You want the Jeffrey Epstein
Oh yikes!
The teeny
No.
bobber.
teeny
No,
bop?
please not.
Oh no, this is the Jubilberry.
Oh my God, this Jubileberry.
Jubileberry's
Yeah,
so freaking good.
I
This
think
is
we've
good.
I
had.
thought you
that
didn't
before.
like
It's
ginger. There's
Sour
ginger in this.
cranberry.
No, I.
There is another teeny.
You don't.
Oh.
You never
There's
listen
another
to
teeny
me.
bopper if you
I
want.
do
It's
listen
great
to
for
you.
I'll try this one. This sounds okay.
I listen to every word you say.
Okay, I said
And then we have pizza
ginger's a
beer
very
from
strong
Marlin,
flavor.
if
I
you
don't
want a
like it
pizza
in
beer.
excess.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're trying to get rid of it, so actually
Everybody
we
in
should start
excess?
making everyone that comes in
Yeah.
here drink.
I do
one
like in
inside.
excess.
Devil inside.
Yeah.
Every single one of us.
devil
It's brutal.
inside.
Like it's indigestion in a can.
Ooh, that pizza beer. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, pizza
Isn't
beer's
that
good.
good?
Dude, this
Yes,
is good.
this.
I love it.
This
This is
Blue
awesome.
Owl.
Yeah, that's the
brewing
that's the
beer.
first one I had. I think was the blue one.
Jubileberry.
Blue Owl's
Jubileberry.
great.
So, have you thought about
Jubileberry.
Wonderful.
doing what you're going to do in Austin, but doing it here?
no,
I'm doing it.
So
and doing it. And doing
here's
it
the thing.
again.
I mean, like in Fort Worth, go to some Fort
Here's
Worth
the thing.
venues.
I didn't
and-
want to do Austin first because it's so giant, and I really wanted to save Austin for a Formula One race.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, a Formula One weekend, whenever we can do that publicly. But this shoot came up, and
Right,
it,
no,
it
I
all
know.
times out.
I just wondered.
But I
you thought about doing
do
a Fort Worth
want to
one?
do one where we all go to our favorite spots here in Fort Worth. And since we know everybody in Fort Worth at all our favorite spots, they would hang out with us,
Oh, it'll be fun.
talk to us, interview, all this stuff. This is one reason I wish you were going with us, is so that you could sweet talk the.
Oh yeah, because
owners-
I can sweet talk anybody.
You do.
Yeah, I know. It's a gift.
You could sweet talk the owners of different establishments we're going to sit down and hang out with us and
Oh, yeah.
talk to us stuff.
Well.
Somehow you have that power.
It's because I'm so cute.
I don't know.
It's because I'm a witch.
That's why.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. I have one story I've wanted to talk about for
It's
weeks.
just-
and we're gonna pull
I'm
the
at a
emergency
Monty
brake.
Python moment. Yep. She's
Yep.
a witch.
She's a witch.
That's what I was thinking of. She's a bitch. Is that what he said?
No,
She's a witch.
Oh.
Witch. She's
The
a
one
witch.
guy's Charlie. Was it, we were talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? Dustin?
Yeah. There's three
'cause
stories
my
I've
eyes
been
are the
wanting to
same
talk
color as
about
my
for
hair.
weeks, but they haven't been able to fit in anywhere. So now we're gonna call this like the, what do you call it? The potpourri segment,
Catch up.
where we just catch
Oh.
up on all this shit that I've been wanting to talk
Potpourri.
about. But I just don't think it was right when we had, a city councilman or someone running for city council here last week to talk about that 30 Taliban militants killed themselves in an
What?
explosion
Oh, and they're making bombs.
I didn't
They're
hear
making
about
in a
bombs.
bomb making class. They were having a bomb making class,
Where at?
and something went wrong, and it killed all of them
Somewhere overseas.
in
Oh, okay.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Oops.
In one of the stands.
Yes, it says 30 Taliban militants have died in Afghanistan after they blew themselves up during a bomb making class.
Obviously, did not have the Pirates Cookbook.
Or, it's not like home ec where if you fuck up a cake, you're not going to kill the entire class.
Right, because it's not like everybody fucked up. Probably one person.
One
fucked
person
Up.
fucked up. And the whole time you're in a bomb making class, are you worried about,
Wouldn't you be
Yeah,
using
be like, I know I'm good, but what about the guy next to me?
Placebo
Yeah.
bombs?
He looks a little shaky.
Yeah, you don't want hungover stubs walking in.
Right.
I'd
Or
rather
some
take the
just-
bomb making class.
like
you
I
should
would at
do
least.
a placebo bomb that has color coding, so that that every step of the way you're doing
Yeah,
it right,
seems
because
like they
things
would've-
change colors.
Yeah, seems like they would have used black cats.
Yeah, something
On the
not
class.
not a full
Not
C4.
a full, yeah, not
And I would have at least
Not
Is that what it-
actual,
was it
not
C4?
actual
Was it actual
Listerine.
C4?
Just,
No, I don't
just
know.
regular
Didn't
Listerine.
say. But if you're in there in a class with 30 other people, wouldn't you want to just hang out and talk to them before the class and make sure there's not a dumbass among you? or someone that's fucking colorblind? Like that could have been what it was. This guy's colorblind and uses the wrong wire and boom, kills the entire class.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's preliminary conversation that it's
Needs-
extremely,
vital.
extremely important.
right?
I had the same thing with somebody like
Your bomb making class.
No, my
Who is
bomb ma-
performing surgery?
Okay, so I had mentioned to somebody else who I knew they were a predominantly native Spanish speaker, so my English with them was kind of checkered, to where
KSS. I mean,
well,
entonces
certain words for fixes and stuff like that, like it was misinterpreted. In any case,
La mecánica.
this person had helped me fix a bike, and then on the way home, I had like a near-death accident on like a motorcycle.
Holy shit!
Because he
of
didn't understand what
misinterpretation.
you were asking him to fix.
I said inspection, not like just look it over, like inspect like the thing, and it's that small. It's
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
everything in life can't be that small.
It
Yeah.
can't
Sure.
be that small.
Yep.
It can't be that small. One of the other stories I
Tell
have,
me
Matt.
about it.
I thought you'd have fun with this.
Y'all didn't hear my joke.
I did.
Nope. I didn't hear it.
So
I just got it later.
for years, there have been toxic feral pigs
In
running
Russia.
around Fukushima.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say on West 7th.
Nah, I like
that part is
I like-
true.
That is true. That is true.
True, true.
So this, there's been just feral hogs running all over the area that it has been abandoned around Fukushima, and they're radiated. They're just fucking toxic. Like,
The glow.
I don't know. That would be amazing though.
They'd
If
be
they
like
did
nightlight pigs.
nightlight pigs.
Glow in the dark pigs.
Well, there is a film coming out called The Toxic Pigs of Fukushima, where this
So Hollywood's already on it.
film team went out and did a documentary about the hogs that are running around there and have taken over towns, and like people are freaked out by them.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
Yeah. First off,
You said they glow in the dark?
No,
No,
I just
he did.
asked
Oh.
if they glow.
But they
I
may.
was like, wow.
What if you accidentally kill one and have the bacon? Like,
Ooh.
it could be bad.
You could be
I don't think
irradiated.
you can't cook radiation out of an
Yeah, I
animal,
don't know.
right?
I
Yeah,
think
so
so.
you would have
You'd have to boil-
irradiated
You'd have
pig.
to really boil it for a long time.
But still, what if this pig came and mangled you? You're
Oh, man,
radiated.
yeah, you're
and then you get
radiated.
superpowers.
Then you'll be like Spider-Man, but you'll be
mutant
Pig Man.
So
You'll be Pigman, and that's boring. Like, what do? You grow tusk and just
You
run
have a-
around and
you have
snort?
you have a spirally penis.
Yeah, you have a spiraling
That's a
penis.
duck.
I think pigs have the corkscrew penis.
Do they too?
I think so.
I don't
Okay.
know.
I don't know.
When's the last time you looked between a pig's
I
legs?
I'm
knew
pretty
you
sure
were
I
gonna be like,
learned-
when's the last time you had sex with a pig?
Pretty sure I learned that fact on this show, on this podcast.
You ever smelt mothballs?
There was a while where every week y'all talked about
Have you
animal
ever smelled
penises.
mothballs?
yeah,
No.
we definitely get
You never
obsessed
have?
sometimes
No.
with dicks.
Mothballs. You've never smelled them.
I've never smelt mothballs.
Oh my god! And when I
How
smell
have you
mothballs,
not
I think of my
ever?
my grandparents'
me
house.
too, man.
How'd you get their legs
Me too.
apart?
Whoa!
You're stupid.
God.
You're so stupid. I was like, my grandma
thought we were
used a
having a-
cedar cabinet. You cedar chest.
You've
didn't use
never s-
mothballs.
Smelt the smell of mothballs, though.
No.
Ever in your life.
No.
But joke aside,
No. My family used cedar
That's
chest.
crazy.
Yeah, we
you've
use
never
mothballs.
bought mothballs?
No.
Don't eat them. Don't eat them.
I won't.
Yeah,
Don't put them in your gas tank.
Yeah.
I don't.
Why would you
Okay.
do
So speaking of Japan, I started and finished a series. Well, it's only one season, but
Thank you, RoboTuner, for
very
getting my
good
joke.
on Netflix, and it's about samurais. It's called.
I want to watch that.
Dude, it's
Badlands?
so- no, not Badlands.
Oh.
This is actual historical documentary about like
Samurai
in the
Sunday?
1500s. The
Sunday
samurai something. Anyway, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, okay. I thought the
It's-
Badlands was on Netflix.
Badlands is fiction.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Isn't Badlands about
That's
like
the
a
one that
national
they had-
park?
Didn't they have Badlands on after The Walking Dead for a while?
Oh, yeah, that's where I've seen it. Okay, yeah.
This is
South
the
Dakota?
Thank you.
the
That
war
wasn't
of-
funny.
like the samurai wars. I
Okay.
forgot what it is, but it's really good. And dude, the samurais were so freaking brutal, and it's like it's one of those series that you're gonna try to just watch it and have it in the background, but it's gonna draw you in, and you're gonna be like rewinding it every 30 seconds because you're ADD, and you're like, well, okay, so who's this guy now? Who's he a descendant of? Like, what happened here? Because
Age of Samurai Battle for Japan?
that's it.
Okay.
Really good.
That's the one
really,
I want to see.
probably one of my. And there's also I posted about it on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I remember seeing a trailer. There's also one that's about to come out. I think about pirates.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's not the
It's a-
porn.
No,
Is it
not the
called
porn.
Penzance?
No, I don't know the name of it.
You ever seen
Okay.
the porn pirates?
No.
It was the highest,
Yeah, it's
The-
my ex girlfriend's favorite, and it was man.
the largest budgeted
Mr. Meh.
porn
Uh huh.
of all time. They did Pirates and Pirates 2.
And it was no good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not compared to now. It's like you can make that in
I don't know. There was a few scenes in it that were pretty goddamn hot.
Oh, okay.
I'll come out and say
I've
that.
got to have tricked up stuff these days because
do.
normal porn, like it's stupid now at this point. You got to watch like
You need
I
a
don't
guy
know,
with a pig penis.
Everything's
Yeah.
just auditory for
I need
me.
a
As long
guy-
as I'm hearing it, I'm good.
I need a guy with a pig penis. I need some
I made
Stop.
him stop talking.
some orange Jello
Yeah.
and some liver from Safeway, and then
No, it needs to be done in a Safeway aisle.
Liver?
yeah. Like in voyeurism too, you got to be looking through the window of a
He's got a weird-
Safeway.
It's a weird kink.
Is it weird that we've reached that point in porn where
Where
we
it's
need just
like,
weird?
you see an
fucked
old
up-
school badass porn that you used to love, and you're just like, meh. Like if you saw
That's boring.
Debbie Does Dallas now, you'd be like,
Meh.
meh.
You never liked that.
What? Debbie Does
Debbie
Dallas?
Does Dallas. I did when I was a kid.
Sure
Did
did.
you
too.
really?
Yes, ma'am. Sure did.
I was like, I know these places.
I've never seen it,
I
so
know these places. I've been there. I've been there.
I had
know
sex
where-
in that
Well, back
parking
then-
lot and in that building, and
There was a lot of
What?
Bush being
Isn't
played
that
on
what
the
happens
radio
on-
then.
No,
A lot of Bush on the radio.
Yeah.
that's why I fell in love with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Okay, well, you just lost your job.
Wow.
Panda Express workers
Just
are
pulled an Eric.
Panda Express workers forced to strip in cult-like team building seminar.
Oh my
Jesus,
gosh.
that doesn't sound like the Panda Expressway.
A former
No, it
employee of
doesn't.
Panda Express in Santa Clarita.
Oh, I love that. This is my favorite Magic Mountain. Six Flags. Six Flags Magic Mountain is
That's
in
your
Santa
part
Clarita.
of the world where
That's my my
cult
favorite.
fucking bullshit works.
I know. I could be a cult leader. I grew up there.
She alleges she was required to strip down to her underwear and hug a partially clad
She
coworker
just witched that open.
during a cult-like ritual at a 2019 training seminar. She is suing Panda Express.
Oh man.
What was the?
For
I'm
him-
interested to know what the cult-like activity that she had to do was.
She
Is
had,
it
to
listed?
strip, she had to strip naked and hug a man who was like half stripped naked.
And
Oh, did
in
he
order
just
to
say
get
that?
a promotion.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's what I just said.
Whoa. Whoa.
The
Whoa.
23-year-old,
Damn, dude.
Sounds like a crime was committed.
Is
That
she
does
suing-
sound like a crime was committed.
she's suing Panda Restaurant Group for sexual battery, a hostile work environment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. What the fuck?
Team building
is going
exercise
on?
is that?
I just want some goddamn egg rolls and some orange chicken.
I wonder, like,
Dude, their Beijing beef.
so it's my
man,
favorite.
So good.
I
No, they're
love
Sweet
it.
Fire.
Oh yeah, Sweet Fire's
Sweet
good.
Fire's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I wonder though, like, I know she's suing Panda Express as a corporation, but like, was this a team building that like the store manager
Yes.
did? So like,
No. This was their area.
it was like an area.
It was their
Franchise?
Yeah,
their-
yeah. I'm
their-
sure Panda Express International didn't think this was cool.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure that was
Yeah.
that store.
Yeah,
Is that
Decided
a
to
like
go
parent
the wrong
company? Is
way.
Panda Express International?
I don't know.
whatever. Like we're just. I mean,
Is that a?
I'm just saying.
it wasn't at a
that
corporate
a-
level. It was at like a local level.
Yeah, because I don't think they were doing this all across the country.
Good God.
So here's the
Is
deal.
that a,
It says right
IPO?
It's
here.
not. It's not hate chicken.
Is that an IPO?
Is it an IPO? It says right here. The Panda Restaurant Group says it takes the woman's allegations seriously.
Of course
they won't
they
release
should.
her name, which understandably. But it says here, in quotes, a live seminars and coaching academy is a third-party organization in which Panda has no ownership interest and over which it exercises no control.
It's like
End
a
quote.
consultant.
Wait a second.
So this is like
Consultant group.
what happened with Coke a few weeks ago about the
Or be less white.
Yeah.
Be Less White. It wasn't Coke didn't put on that seminar. A third party did, but they signed off on it, which is still
Right.
bullshit.
Right.
Coke signed off on it, and
Right.
that's where they were wrong. They
And the
s-
Panda area presidency was like, in order for you to get this promotion, you have to participate in this activity.
A lot of
No.
pissed off bears.
It
That's what she
says
said.
now.
While we always encourage personal growth and development, Panda Restaurant Group has not and does not mandate that any associate participate in a live seminars and coaching academy, nor is it requirement to earn promotions. What this probably was a district manager or some shit saying, "Oh, let's send these people to this third party group," and this third party group is one of those hippy dippy places where you take your clothes off and rub your junk against each other.
Which is fine if you know that going in.
Lord.
You know, if you signed up to get naked and rub your junk on
I
other
mean,
people, then
yeah.
okay, more power to you. But if
You have said that if you started a cult and were a cult leader,
Yes.
people would get naked and rub their junk against each other.
That is not what I have said.
thought it was a
Well,
manifesto.
Todd,
Yeah,
I'm
don't
out.
believe that.
that's what
I
you
thought
want to.
that's
I
what.
don't.
I was like, no judgment, whatever.
If you've heard any of
So-
my agenda items for being a cult leader, getting naked and rubbing your jump
Junk.
Your junk on each
Junk
other was
is not
number
one of them.
Oh,
How much have you had to drink?
I've a
You
little bit.
driving tonight?
No,
I am.
She's gonna sleep out here.
I'm gonna sleep out here. Me and Todd are gonna shack up with them. Some
No.
what are those things called?
I mean, we've slept in here before. There's been-
Hammocks.
Hammocks. Yes.
Nope. Not yet. Uber.
So
I'm not that drunk.
However,
one of the things we talked about pre-show, Jeremy, if you can get a hold of this before we get down there, this would be great. Some big Rojo.
Yeah.
Big
This
red
is-
ice cream?
This is a big red beer?
Red beer out of San Antonio.
Out of San Antonio.
it's a beer that's like Big Red to drink.
It tastes like Big Red.
Looks
so
like Big Red too.
Are you sure?
Isla Street Brewing is releasing Big Roja, and it says here
Azalea- is
that
it
they
Isla?
finish it off with the sugar
Children of the Dandelion.
or
Oh, that's the name.
sweetener of the Big Red.
Hmm.
So I'd like to try a Big Red beer. Why
I
not?
would not.
Are you not a fan of Big
I'll
Red?
try.
I'm
it.
not a fan of Big Red.
I'm a fan of Big Red, but I see the thing about beer is it never tastes like what they say it's going to taste like. Oh, here's a chocolate cherry covered,
Cookie Monster.
you know, thing. And you drink it.
Then
Like, "God, it
you
tastes like beer."
haven't
The-
you
the
haven't hung
Tempter
out with us.
Cinnamon does.
You've given
Yes.
me plenty of beer that's flavored beer that doesn't taste like the flavors that it's supposed to be.
Oh, I've got some stuff in that.
You
for
want
Closest
some
thing
pizza
to
beer
change the
right
world.
now?
No.
It tastes like pizza.
I do not understand how the fuck they got that. Martin House?
It tastes like you burped.
Which
I
how
need
you ate it
someone
like a
from
pizza.
goddamn Martin House to come on this show and tell me how the fuck you made that beer.
yeah, because I wouldn't believe that it tastes like
Dude,
pizza. I mean, I believe you if you say it
Which one
does, but
is
that
this?
Want
just
one?
that seems crazy.
You know,
Do you want one?
Neapolitan beer,
No.
like or
Ice cream?
whatever
Tastes like
Napolitan.
Neapolitan ice
But
cream.
No, I'm sorry.
But I've had the dark beers that are like chocolate
Fully-
covered cherry, and it doesn't taste anything like chocolate covered
Everything
cherry.
on it. You order a pizza with everything on it.
Mhm.
That's what that fucking beer tastes like. I don't know how they do it. Every taste I took,
The pickle
onions,
beer,
bell
pickle beer
pepper,
tastes like pickle beer,
olives,
right?
That's
pepperoni.
Yeah, I did have
Pepperoni.
the dill pickle beer,
I
and
don't know
it
how the
tasted like the
fuck
dill
they
pickle.
did that.
I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But when it's chocolate covered cherry, it never tastes like covered. If it's
Oh, I've got one in there that
if
will
it's
blow
pecan
your mind.
praline, it doesn't taste like pecan praline. If it's pumpkin, it barely tastes like.
So it sounds
pumpkin
like you don't
at
like
all.
stouts, like porters and stouts. like
Maybe,
dark
but I just
beers.
because they have all these great flavors. It's like, oh, this is a pumpkin beer. It's like,
Palate
oh, that's
gets
like
crushed.
pumpkin,
Yeah.
and then you drink it.
In
and it-
year one of JJTM, we went through all the pumpkin beers that were available.
there was
We
one that
found
was
one.
halfway decent, but
Yeah,
most of them,
aren't.
they
Most
taste
of them
like
throw that
beer.
on there, but there is some that have the
My-
full pumpkin.
My favorite of the flavored beers is the best made pickle.
That was good.
Yeah, we were
beer.
just talking about.
But you can only have like
Yeah.
one or two.
The sour pickle I don't like, but the pickle I like just fine.
it's
It'd be-
probably
What?
best as like the chasing.
You mean the spicy
agent
one?
for like almost like if you had a shot of vodka. for,
Yeah.
like, 4 people.
I used to.
Or
That's
if you
what I
were-
was doing when we
and-
were doing those Zoom
Yeah.
parties, happy hours.
Oh,
when we
yeah,
do
those were
shots,
the
I would,
best.
I would pick,
Yeah.
pickleback with the beer.
Dude, the
That's
pickleback.
perfect.
Dude, that's whiskey.
and it's
with
also
vodka.
shot
like
of whiskey, shot of pickleback.
that carbonation with it makes it such a different
Yeah.
experience.
See, I think it'd be good with barbecue too.
Oh, I'm watching you.
Pickle beer.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm watching
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
There's also a place. What is it? There's a brewery in New Bronzeville, I think, that has a pickle beer that's really good too. They put theirs in a bottle.
Yeah.
Forgot the name of
I
it.
can't
It's really
remember.
good.
The pickle beer is a really good sidecar for a Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
It's super yummy.
yeah.
So I did go out for the first time, I guess, in a year the other night. Me
In
and-
a year.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
How was
Me
it?
and Dinah went to Free Play.
Yeah.
There was actually more people there than I wanted there to be,
Uh huh.
which is maybe like 10. So there wasn't like a lot of people there.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
This is the first time you've gone out somewhere in a year.
It's
There,
true.
There wasn't the grocery store, or was it
Or
fishing?
fishing,
No,
or
yeah.
it was
camping?
somewhere for luxury.
Yeah, it was like going to see a band or going to see
Yeah.
a movie or play or a church or whatever. Yeah, they haven't been anywhere. Except I went to film a Joe Savage once, but that's kind of work. So that I got
Yeah,
paid to
that-
be there. So
And y'all were on a rooftop.
and we were on a roof.
away
And it
from
was just
people.
y'all.
So is
It
church
was just
back
y'all.
in?
So my question
Is
is,
church back in?
church?
Church has never, it's always been in.
There's
I
no
thought
church
they-
in the wild.
It's just it was online.
My parents' church stopped. Doing
Yeah, there's no
public
church in the
services.
wild.
Well, they're probably online though.
Yeah.
So obviously, it probably felt weird at first going in there.
Didn't
and-
really care for it. I don't like wearing a mask the whole time
Yeah.
inside.
Do you feel like you've missed out on anything in this year? Being not going anywhere.
Not usually. Only when I listen to you guys talk, because y'all are always going to Lola's outside or going to an after party with the road soda, or And so there are times when I'm like, yeah, I kind of miss going to after parties with road soda or going to Lola's or but
Sucking dick in the parking lot of Target.
But most of the time, it's like I don't know. I mean,
I don't know whenever that happens.
I miss it because it's like I
Sucking
quit.
dick in the
I
parking
quit.
lot of the Target.
I quit doing the podcast. I'm like less than 6 months later, the whole world shuts down, and so it's
Yeah,
like I was
way to go,
already
Jeff.
I was already
parking
kind
lot
of
anymore.
missing
Yeah.
doing being as involved with the local scene as I was anyways, and then this
Yeah.
added on top of it. So I don't know.
You know what
Let's
I'm
get-
starting to get
but-
hit with?
Hang on, just before I forget, the reason why I brought this up was
Comes the
because
sucking dick in the
at
parking
that
lot.
place
At
at
Target.
Free Play, they have a bunch of beers on tap,
Uh-huh.
and they have a bunch of local beers. They have a local Fort Worth cider place. I had Honey Pear. I forgot what the
Yeah,
name.
it's right
Yum.
there. No, it's right there on Main, just up from.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
yeah.
But I can't remember what they're called, but I
I
had
have no idea.
Locust.
maybe
Yeah,
but I had the Honey Pear. It was
Ooh,
pretty
that'd be
sweet,
yummy.
they're by the gaming place,
but it was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
the board game place.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about beer flavors, and so that's kind of where I was going.
Ooh,
was
honey pear. That would be
that was-
yummy.
I wanted them to have a local Fort Worth.
And you said it was a cider?
I like cider.
Oh, I like cider too.
And
Cider's
so-
good.
And the Austin, the East Ciders are the best.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can go down to East
I got
Cider.
a pineapple
But I
one
wanted,
the other day.
but I wanted
So good.
Fort Worth to get one. So it's cool they did. We should
Yeah,
get to
sell
that
that.
place.
My question, continuing on this question, or the reason I ask you that is because I have a handful of friends that have stayed indoors the whole time. Like they were very social, but they were like, "Oh, I'm staying indoors till this is done." I was like, "You do realize you're probably gonna lose a year to 2 years of your life of not experiencing things."
No, well, that's what I told myself. I said I'm gonna give myself a year. It's a lost year. I just looked at it as a lost year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And so my birthday is this week. It was a year ago this
Mhm.
week, and
Mhm.
so I got vaccinated. I'm fucking back. You know what I mean? I'm
But-
gonna start going
well,
and doing
you
stuff.
also
and
got
shit
to
now.
experience. You also we
And I
go
got a family and
fishing every
kids.
week.
Yeah, I go out every weekend
Oh
to
yeah,
fishing
and
with
we
Marlon
went
and
we went
Dustin. We
on
went
the
camping
river.
twice. We went on the river.
Camping. But the other thing is like
You're getting your vitamin D.
there's these
Yeah, I'm-
people
I'm doing all the outside stuff.
these people are like
Get my vitamin D too.
like
But
I have friends I
Strap
have
on.
not seen in a year
Yeah,
because of this.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't sat inside a restaurant.
Yeah.
I haven't sat inside a bar.
Because
You
they
know.
will not go out, and then they're like, "Well, you're going out. I'm not going to come around you." And I'm like,
Okay.
fucking fine.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'm
like I'm
good.
fucking radiated from Fukushima boars,
Yeah.
you know, feral boars. It's okay. I've had this shit. I'm good.
So you know what I am starting to miss? Like the music came first.
Blowjobs
obviously.
in the Target parking lot.
That was immediate, but
Yeah,
I'm
just seeing live
really
shows.
starting to Jones sports again. Like
I-
going to the Rangers and
Uh,
going to the Mavericks and
I
the
didn't do a lot of
Stars.
that
I'm
anyways.
really starting to Jones that.
I will say, I went to every Cowboy game but one to work it, shoot it, you know. But I don't know if I would enjoy that atmosphere.
No, I'm just saying I'm missing it.
Yeah.
I don't know right now if they opened up the Stars fully and said 100% no mask, come watch the Stars play. The
Yep.
Detroit Red Wings.
That may be
I'm not
different.
saying I'm not saying I would be like, "Yep, I'm in."
I
I'd go
think the-
immediately. I think I would have to think about it, but I just
You
miss
probably
the
would.
event. I miss the event.
The quarantine crowd, though, like we're gonna buy this group of tickets and we're gonna be sitting alone in this area, was very weird.
At the
Very
Cowboys
odd
games.
watching it, and how that went down was very strange. Like I would sit there and watch people, and I'd be like, I don't know how you could enjoy this.
See, I think it would kind of mess with me and give me anxiety because it'd be quiet when there was no music playing.
It is quiet.
You'd hear just a bunch of silence. That'd be weird. And then I just missed the whole atmosphere. Going down to what is it, the American AAC, and hanging out in that bar scene and going in and piling in and watching the Mavericks and the Stars. I just miss that. I miss going to live. They just opened up like live. We have a stadium that no one's got to go hang out at, and I love going down to live Texas Ranger, that whole area.
Mhm.
I love doing that, and it's like music is always there. I'm always missing music.
With
Yeah.
I
the
miss
Texas
that.
Live.
Right, but it's like the last couple of months now that we're back into hockey season. We're back into basketball season now. We're about to start baseball season. I'm like, damn, this is really starting to suck bad.
I still will give up all sports to see
A band.
good bands live
Mhm.
and loud and in my face.
Yeah, I don't usually go to
will.
that many sporting
Yeah,
events.
I
I
miss
will.
Yeah.
big
'Cause
music.
Big rock shows.
Yeah.
Sporting events are
Me
weird
too.
right now. They're still fucking weird. Like you can't.
So, speaking of
It's just weird.
an hour and a half ago, Dillinger.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So I
So,
got the record.
Oh well, so like I'm saying, like we went to that show, and it was like nut to butt, shoulder to shoulder, people standing on top of each other.
Sweaty.
So this is
Yeah,
the show I
sweaty
told you I
So-
need you to go with
When
this
I was
and
there,
just
right.
experience it and see what this is.
So is that ever going to happen again?
I don't know.
Are we ever going to get to that
wonder.
place where it's like it's just like
Yeah, it will.
a packed building,
Yes.
I
people
hope
sweating
so.
on each other,
In our
shoulder to
lifetime,
shoulder,
though?
mosh
Yeah, it'll
pits, and the whole.
I
just-
can only hope
that will
so.
happen.
Everybody climbing on stage and
Uh-huh.
it being a human waterfall off the stage.
Yeah.
I hope so.
That will happen again.
I really do hope so. Now, will another band ever bring it like they
shit.
did? No.
But you
I've
know what
never
I
seen
mean.
a band like that do that,
That's
to
fair,
that extreme.
But there's still,
and I've seen a million bands.
but just being in a like South by Southwest where there's like a street and it's just like you can't hardly get through. You're just kind of moving
I
like
hope
this,
so.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
I hope
like just nut to butt, shoulder to shoulder. You know, you're touching people you don't want to touch or whatever. You know what I mean? That
I hope we do. I hope we do, but I'm afraid, like Matt mentioned earlier, was like, I think there's a mindset of people that this is going to be like 9/11, where things changed for travel. This is going to change for socialness, and I'm afraid there's going to be a loss of some sort of being social like
I
that.
think there already is a loss.
Oh, yeah. In the
Well,
last
there is
year
right
there
now.
That I
But I don't think it's going to go away.
Mm.
I fear that so much. I
it'll
fear-
come back. The human spirit will and art will thrive through.
I don't
Thrive.
see.
Thorough.
I see in the next, say, 5 years, we'll go to a show and see one of our favorite local bands playing, and there will be maybe 2 or 3 people standing up against the stage.
Unless, now this is a dark spin on stuff. This was some kind of lab-made biological weapon that's going to get released every other year.
Checking
That's the
out
only
now.
thing, which we have the technology to do now, and there's like that's if we're in the midst of a warfare that we don't really know about between two global forces, then yeah, it's over. It's done for.
Then stop
for a
fucking
while.
with us little people that just want to enjoy life. We kill each other's government.
Yeah, do the death
Yeah.
matches.
Do the death matches,
Yeah.
government versus government.
Yeah,
Leave us alone.
Let Biden and
Let us just
uh,
enjoy
Xi get
our
in the ring.
stuff. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to enjoy a show like that tree show or that Mohawk show
Well, dude, it's just like the
ever again.
So,
period.
Getting back to sports, did you guys watch the fights at all this last weekend? There was 3 title matches on the card. There's a
Mhm.
big UFC
Yeah.
and it's just not the same, man. You
no
don't
one's
have that-
there.
You have
You're on Fight Island with no one there.
right. You have no one there, and it's just quiet. You can hear. I mean, it's good for the fighters because they get better direction and stuff. I think you get more of a pure fight. But
But do you think it's good for them? Because or do you think that they feed off?
no, I think some
off
of them.
energy.
I think they feed
some
off
of
the crowd.
energy.
I think
Just like a band
sporting.
would, you
no,
know?
I think
Yeah.
the teams do. I was at every Cowboy home game except for one.
They wouldn't.
But
it was just,
there's no crowd feeding you energy,
yeah,
so you just kind of meh.
No, because it goes back and forth.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, just
You
like with
gotta
a band,
feed it.
you know, whatever. Like when you're playing a really good show and the crowd's getting hype, and as they're getting hype, you're getting more hyped, and you're getting more hyped.
start burning
They're getting
shit.
more hyped, and it just goes back. You know,
You
it's
flip
like
over
watching
a-
bands play on like
97
Zoom
when
and
the
stuff.
Eagle
It's so
van.
sad. It's like, oh man, this
Well,
sucks. You
and
can
especially
tell.
if you're a heavy band that like really feeds
Needs it,
into that.
Yeah, maybe if you're a chill band, it might not so bad. But if you're like, yeah, I really like this high
Like,
energy band.
I'm
or
in a
whatever,
heavy band.
Well,
Are we ever gonna have a crowd to feed off of ever again?
It depends
I don't
on what your initial crowd was.
before.
Like, yeah. So like if your initial crowd was already shit.
But I've seen some of your
It
shows.
just-
That's
where
true.
It doesn't really matter. Like it's kind of like you're just like, oh hey, like if I only played to 10 people prior, like fuck everybody. Like you can have
Yeah.
like you can have a very
It's-
different emotional set of liberation that's very
If you only played to 10 people, you
Hmm.
should label your show as COVID safe.
I don't know, man. I've seen
But I'm
Todd
saying-
play at the warehouse in front of probably not more than 15, 20 people, and 5 or
COVID
6
safe.
of them were doing a little mosh pit. And then Todd stops playing and climbs up. Remember, you climbed on top of on the second floor of the warehouse, and you were going to jump off in. Didn't you jump off into the pool?
I did.
You know,
So
and that
I
was
jumped,
like I was like,
jumped
Todd's
off.
gonna- yeah.
I
You're
jumped
metal.
off of a second floor into a
kiddie pool.
kiddie pool, and
was
I'd
not
flattened out,
safe.
and I had not sustained any injuries.
And that
Woo,
wasn't
that's good.
and that wasn't a big crowd, but there was so much energy and just the passion and stuff there. And I just wonder, are we going to have that still? Are we still going to have those punk rock shows where people are climbing up second floors and
Probably
jumping off?
more. Like I'm guessing, just because
It's more
given-
underground.
Well, I like given on like the usual stage of like where most people are like, oh hey, like we've done a considerable amount of rejection. We're done. Like underground bands are like considerable amount of rejection. Okay, cool. Like we've changed a fucking belt on a fucking car with a Laffy Taffy and a
You're in a show?
in a plastic spoon. Like we're aiming for fucking something else than other people are
Yeah.
going for. And I don't know. Like local bands have that ability to survive in a very weird Russian circus type of way.
Yeah.
And I'm not devaluing the Russian peoples by any way by saying Russian circus. This is a
It survived. It's good.
No, it's just interesting because I mean I watched the bands play
Uh-huh.
on Zoom and stuff, and it's like, and I enjoyed seeing them. I liked hearing the songs, but you could just see it in their face that as soon as they would finish a song, and there's nobody there going, yeah, it just you could just see that it's just like it's,
Well,
it's
it's even
practice. They're
different-
practicing now. They're not doing a show. They're practicing on
It's
camera.
it's even different like when you're at a show in lots of locations because you can't like be at the stage. Like
Mhm.
you have to stay at your table.
Yeah.
And so that also is a little, because you do feed off.
Yeah, see, that's
you-
one thing I haven't done. I haven't seen live shows during this time at,
Yeah.
at a bar or club, to see what it's like.
Well, you're
Yeah.
going to see some live titties.
Oh boy.
I haven't seen that either.
No.
And that seems weird to me too. That there were like gentlemen's clubs that were open
Yeah.
during COVID. It's like, how does that work? I mean,
uncertain.
I don't want to go to a gentleman's club if we have to stay 6 feet apart.
Really
that
uncertain.
takes the whole fun out of going to
Yeah.
a gentleman's club.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Well,
It's time for all good little Susies to go to bed.
it's time for me to get the hell out of here. One thing I do want someone to help me out with next week for our show. We'll probably talk a lot about this little trip we're about to do, but I need someone to tell me what the fuck the Kings of Leon are doing because I don't understand it.
Oh, I'll try to figure it out.
They're releasing an album through what is it? NFT,
It's some weird acronym
Ethereum,
like that.
some type of Bitcoin service, and
Some
it's
sort of
all-
digital thing. That's
It's
gonna,
the same thing that we were talking about earlier.
it's
isn't it?
kind of
The
like
same-
Top Shots,
the
but not
Top
really.
Shots.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that, but not really. It's something different.
It's the what do they call it? It's not in the cloud. It's blockchain.
Yes, blockchain.
It's some type of blockchain
like
bullshit.
Bitcoin.
But I don't
Okay.
understand this. Like,
I don't understand it either, man.
if I buy your album through blockchain, will it be available on all my devices?
I mean, can I listen
I
to it?
push it here to there?
Can you even
Like-
listen to it? I don't know if you can listen to it or not.
And then there's certain levels of the blockchain that they're
Yeah.
putting out.
Sounds a lot like Scientology to me.
It sounds a whole lot like this album isn't going to sell shit because
So
a
they're
lot
coming up
of
with a gimmick.
Because people won't
it's a
understand
gimmick,
it.
and a lot of normal people will be like,
But that's not the only way you can get it,
A
right?
A three-legged rocking
"That's the
horse.
way they're releasing it now."
I thought that was one of the options.
Everything I've read is this is the way it's coming out.
It's a terrible idea.
Is that there's exclusive album editions, digital artwork, and a chance for lifetime concert passes,
Well, wasn't it?
depending on what you buy in the blockchain.
See, I like the idea. Wasn't it Wu-Tang who released
One album.
one record?
They printed it on one record.
Mhm.
Someone bought it, and they own that.
Yeah.
They cannot copy it. They
Right,
cannot do anything.
right. Nobody can hear it unless you hear it off that one album. You have to be at
Yeah,
that guy's house.
you
and-
have to go to his house and
and he
listen
used
to
to
So
it.
play
Wu Tang Wednesday is not happening with that album.
Yeah.
But I
unless
think
you're at
that's
his
a.
house.
I think that's awesome. Though. I think
that's
that's
what
really cool.
Radiohead
It's
did the pay what didn't they do pay what you want or pay a penny
Yeah,
or
and-
something?
and
But that's
Rainbows.
when
Rainbows?
that's when everybody was doing it. Nine Inch Nails did that.
Yeah,
Back then?
Uh,
but making
Yeah.
one
I
record.
thought in Rainbows.
One
and- I
physical
thought Nine
record.
Inch Nails and Radiohead were
One
pretty much the only
record, that's
people that did it
awesome.
back then.
Saul Williams did that. A bunch of people did it. Pay what you want, just to see how it would work out, and kind of disappointed with the outcome of it because people suck.
Well, the model itself is not built to help out musicians themselves.
Oh no, Wu-Tang's already got their
but they've got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like RZA is probably the branding mogul of I mean, at least.
And-
Like.
But I know that somebody
ever.
bought it.
Like he's.
We saw RZA a couple years ago
Yeah.
Are you sure?
at Fortress
At
Fest.
Fortress, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
He did a
Yep,
show.
here in Fort
He
Worth.
did.
Oh,
He
that's
totally did a
right.
show. He was good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Run the Jewels was at that show too.
But that I
The next
understand. One physical
I think.
item,
How?
Yeah.
and then
This
that
whole-
has a value to it because there's only one in the whole world, and you can't listen to it, you can't copy it. So there's a
Mhm.
value to that. And somebody who spent a lot of money to own that record.
I
That's awesome.
understand
This Kings of Leon
Bitcoin.
thing, I don't get.
I understand buying a digital form of currency. I don't understand how a physical product comes back to you and what you can do with it once it's in a blockchain. I don't get that shit. And they're wanting to put our medical passports that show we have vaccines or whatever in the blockchain too. And I'm like, well, how the fuck is that going to work? I don't understand it.
I don't get that.
I need
either.
someone smart.
I don't like digital
Come in here
things.
and talk
I
about
like
it 'cause I don't
physical
care.
things.
I do too.
Something's gonna crash, and all this shit's gonna be gone.
Yep.
You know, and you're gonna have to have a physical
thing.
thing that
Yeah.
you can show people. You know,
I've seen, what is it, The Book of Eli?
I haven't seen it.
That movie?
It's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
With,
I've
uh,
seen how
Denzel
that
Washington?
works. Denzel Washington. I've seen how that shit
There's
works
a
out.
spoiler alert.
It just seems like it's a bad idea to put everything in the cloud.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
And
100%.
You know, the power grid goes down, and we
Yeah.
lose
I
everything.
can't even tell
and,
you, dude. I
know,
work in I work for a medical call center that is like everything has pushed to virtual online classes over the last year.
Sure.
However, with these vaccine rollouts, all of the signing up for wait lists and getting on it and stuff, it's all online. Hundreds of thousands of calls a day are coming into the call center where people are like, I don't want to do it online. I want to do it with you over the phone. Like people don't.
We like
Yeah.
people. We like
Yeah.
contacts.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, for sure.
All right.
Ready?
This has been fun, guys. Thank you for coming out. Todd,
Hey.
appreciate you
Vote
coming in.
You on
So
Bandcamp?
wonderful.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You're on Bandcamp?
You're on Bandcamp.
iTunes, Spotify?
We have a
Cassette
show this
tapes.
Saturday.
Saturday.
This
Tulips.
Saturday at Tulips, you're opening
Tulips
for
Playing at 7.
you're opening for Me Motor Scooter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Playing at 7. What about after that? Since we're not going to be here, I want to come see you guys. But reason
After-
we're going to be in Austin is because we don't care about Me Motor Scooter.
Hey.
So-
After that, we have like other shows that are coming up. We're trying to make them as interesting as possible, given the climate. How you'll know that is based on the show
Blockchain.
the show that's happening on Saturday. Should be fun.
Awesome.
But I want a show after that. We're not going to be here on Saturday.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You just
Stay
keep,
tuned.
Stay tuned.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there will probably be some visual aspects of it.
Yay.
Okay.
There will.
Oh, that's
All right.
cool too.
Well,
Tell
we wish
Preston
you
I said,
luck.
hey.
We'll be
Yeah.
180
Give him a
miles south of here,
Hells yeah.
but with titties in our face.
Getting barbecue, boobies, and bud.
Yes.
Barbecue, boobies, and bud. Nice.
The triple
I'll
Bs.
Have,
The triple
I'll
Bs.
have music and men and
Cock.
Oh, it's got to be an M,
It has to be an M.
Yeah.
like mayonnaise.
Music and men
And
and
mayonnaise.
mayhem.
That sounds terrible.
Music and mead and mayhem.
No, I'm gonna have men. I will have men all over
Music
me.
and men and mead.
Show
All
up
right,
men
we're outta here.
And mayonnaise.
All right.
all the
Thank you
time.
guys.
And mayonnaise.
Peace out.
Bye.
Later.
Stubbs
Holy
didn't even
shit.
say goodbye.
That was like a cry for help right there.
Did I get more drunk than I?
Yep,
Whatever.
you got real drunk.
You're looking pretty good drunk.
I think those owl beers have more alcohol in it.
I think
than
when it's
that's
sour,
like
it
the PBR
punches you
yeah.
harder.
Well,
Yeah,
and
PBR was fun.
And
And then I had that, and I was
poured
like, you know
more
what, you
than
gotta
half